Hello, everyone. This is William again, trying this again. So our other service was having issues, so I don't know if this service is still having issues or not. So I'm trying to figure this all out. If you're there, please say hi. Let's see here if this is going to work. Hopefully. Hopefully this pops up for everybody. Let's see if it looks good on my end here. Yay, you're back. Sound is good. Yay. I switched over to StreamYard. So hopefully that makes it better. Hello, hello. Good. It's always something. Hello, Sandra. Hello, Dominion. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Marianne. Thank you all for joining me here. Hopefully we're going on live on Facebook too. It's hopefully okay. Barbara says we're good. Okay. Wow. This is something else. Always something. Always something. Susie says, sounds good now. Thank you for joining us. You're on Facebook. Good. I'm glad it's working on Facebook now. Okay. At least we have another service to use, right? Yeah. Hello. Kimberly says, hi, seeing everyone. Hi, everyone. Long time no see. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining us. Well, I thought I was going to have some impressive video demonstration for you all to start the live with, and that ended up not working very well. And I can't do that over here. So here we are, normal live. We just got back this morning from, this afternoon from Memphis. And we had a long drive. We left at about 3:30 p.m. Marion says the video is fine. Oh, good. Except was there sound on that video? Probably not. There was sound on it. At least you got to see the video if you were watching the other one. Please share this, everyone, so that it lets people know that we're out there. I'm going to shut down in case my streaming. I'm going to shut this down. Wow. Okay. So we're live again. Everybody's live again. Okay. Yes, please share. Yes, there was sound. So the video had sound, but I didn't. What is going on, y'all? This is the other service, and it keeps flipping the camera now. There must be something in the operating system. Wow. Anyway, hopefully that doesn't happen all night. It seems to happen to Andrew a lot on the other service, not usually on this one. Oh, and by the way, they did change the thing on StreamYard after all that. Now the little button is not taking up all of the comment section, so that's a plus. They seem to have made that work after we tried to switch services and let them know about it. Hello, Norma. Hello again. Michelle shared to both groups. Thank you so much. Yes, so we left at about 3:30 p.m. yesterday out of Memphis, and we went to Piggott, Arkansas. Why Piggott? If you haven't been following along, Andrew's grandparents lived in Piggott for some time, and he used to visit them there. And I have heard so many stories about Piggott, Arkansas. And we realized that while we were down in Memphis, that it was a 2-hour drive directly north. It was a little bit out of our way. We could have headed over a little bit diagonally. But because this is one of the times that we had a little bit of time, we actually left a day early from the Airbnb. We got out of all that we were doing at the Metal Museum earlier than we thought we would. And we were going to have some lunch and stuff with a friend, but they weren't feeling well. So we said, why are we just hanging around then? So we took the time to travel up to Piggott and took a look around. Now it was Sunday, so nothing was open. But we did talk to another person on the street who was up there for a car show, actually. And that was his first time there, too. So we were just talking about things. Andrew got to see the house that his grandmother and grandfather lived in. And he used to, play in and have sleepovers in up there, or down there for us now, up there for him when he was in Florida. And we met the daughter of the new owners. She was out on the porch with her daughter. And we just talked a little bit about how he used to live, well, his grandparents used to live there. And we were just coming to visit because they saw us look, and we were like staring at the house, and he was pointing, and we're like, we're not stalkers. We're just we're just here to see the house. So we did that. He got to see the town and walk through everything. It was super nice. It was such a cute town. Like, Ligonier here is a very cute town. Piggott was also super cute. And they had murals on the walls of some of the buildings, and it was really, really cool. And I got to see all the places. Like, I've heard so many stories of his grandmother, and you've all heard many of them too. When boys weren't allowed in the quilting room, and his grandmother snuck him in, and he would sit under the quilt and watch them in the circle and watch them quilting. And I got to see where that was. And there were some not so nice times they had there, and I saw and heard about those, and saw where some of those took place. But all in all, it was a really good. It was kind of a little surreal. Like, you hear these stories. Andrew and I have been together for almost 20 years. I think it'll be 18 years. 18 years. Yeah, I think 18 years this year, in November. So we've been together 18 years, and I have never seen this place, but I've heard so many stories, and he has such good stories with his grandmother, and she was really good to him. And so it was so great to see it. Then we went to the cemetery, and Andrew, we found their tombstones. Andrew had never seen he wasn't there for the burial for his grandmother, and he had never seen the tombstone with her name on it. So we got to go there, and we left some stuff there, and it was really cute. There were I think they were little house wrens that came flying by, and they were so tiny. They were only about this big, but a male and a female, and they just kept following us like through the cemetery, and as we left, and they were just kind of walking around and flying around from tombstone to tombstone, following us around. So we took that as a good sign, and it was really a good trip. Andrew is right now, the reason he's not here, he's on a meeting. He has had meeting after meeting today. We thought we were going to be in the car all day, and he would be doing meetings in the car, but we were not. We got home at, I think, about 11 or 12 today, and that was driving straight on through the night. We did not stop. We were up at about 8 o'clock yesterday morning. We got to the Metal Museum at 9, a little bit before 9, to start work. We finished the work that we had to do in the cleanup by about 2. We went back to the Airbnb and realized our friend wasn't feeling well. So we made some food for ourselves before we decided to get on the road. So we made some food. We packed up the Airbnb, packed up the van, and by about 3:30, we were pulling out and heading up to Piggott. And then we left Piggott directly after we visited the cemetery, and drove all night through up here to Pennsylvania. And we got here at about 11 or so, or 12, around noon sometime. So it was a very long day. I came in and took about a 2-hour nap, probably I've had today. I did not sleep. I drove most of the way. Andrew drove for a few hours, but he was really hit hard. He was doing a lot of the work during the Metal Museum thing. And I didn't sign up for the whole thing. He was taking a class, and I was just kind of tagging along. And they were nice enough to let me do that. And uh, but I didn't get to do any of the material making or sculpting and stuff that he got to do. So he was really worn out. And even though I pitched in, I can't be somewhere and not pitch in, right? They needed, the last day, they needed you have to put coke in the furnace, which is a kind of coal, I guess. I don't understand all of it, but coke, I guess it's a really pure form of the coal that they use. And they had it, oops, it's telling me I'm going to have hand effects using gestures. I got to be careful. Or effects using hand gestures. So where was I? Oh, they had to cut the coal the coke got cut into too large of pieces. So they had to recut some. So the people who were supposed to measure out all the iron went to cut the coke down smaller. And Marianne says coke is purified some. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it was a little bit more pure, a little bit more high end. I think it burns hotter, is purified somehow. Andrew knows more about this, but when he gets up here, he'll be up here in a little bit after his meeting. But the people who were supposed to measure out the iron, which was measured into 25-pound buckets, like buckets of 25 pounds of iron, they went to do the cutting down of the coke bundles or the balls or whatever you call them, nuggets. And they needed help moving. The iron was in big, giant, was it 5-gallon or 10-gallon buckets? And they were heavy. And so they needed help trimming those down into smaller, maneuverable pieces because people have to like climb stairs to dump this in the top of these furnaces. So they need them at a weight that they can easily carry. And 25 pounds is about right. And also it mixes with the coke and the flux and all the stuff that they have to put in the furnace better, I guess, at that size. So they needed help. And so Andrew and I pitched in, and we were hauling massive amounts of iron around and measuring it in the heat in Memphis. Here in Pennsylvania, it's still chilly compared to there. Like it got up to like 64 or something today. Down there, we were in the 80s and the 90s, and it was humid, very, very humid. And so I was just drenched, like completely drenched from it by the time we were done. But anyway, of course, I have to pitch in and do some work, right? You can't not. And so Andrew was doing a lot of the work. He was very tired. He dozed off a little bit during the drive. He did drive a few hours until he got really too tired, and I finished off then. So it was a long drive. It was a long way, but we're here. I have some fun things tonight. So we were talking about this on the way back, and sometimes we just show you random things, and I still have random things today, but what I did today is I coordinated things. So like the first lot is going to coordinate kind of with the second lot. And it's going to give you some ideas, maybe, even if you have your own things. But it's also hopefully going to give you an idea of things that you can do with each lot. I know that some of you really like when we pull things, we're like, this can go with this, and this can go with this. So I pulled things today with that in mind. And I hope that you like this. I think it's a fun thing. I had fun doing it. And every one of these things that I pulled are things that I'm like, ooh, that's a good idea. Ooh, I can make a bracelet with that. Ooh, I can make a necklace with that. So I do hope that when we show you the things tonight for the live sale, you will find them interesting, and maybe they may be some things you've seen before, but hopefully in pairing them with other things, you might get new ideas from them, or it may spark your interest in some way. Let me see who's out here now. If anybody new has joined, please say hi. Let me know. Michelle says, I saw the pics, beautiful town. Was the street Thornton really named after his family? I don't know for 100% sure, but it's very possible. But I honestly don't know. I don't know if he knows the full history of the Thornton name and all that. So I don't know. But there was a Thornton Lane or Thornton, I think it was Thornton Lane or Thornton Street. It was really cool. It's in the pictures he posted. History stalkers, I like it, says Marion, right? That's kind of what it was, right? Barbara says it's a wonderful side trip. It was. It really was, and it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. Barbara says it's a fun process to watch. They do it a lot here in North Carolina where I live. Very hard, but collaborative work. Yes, it was very collaborative. They offered if we wanted to help do part of the pour, and we said, no, thank you. And that is simply because we wanted to see it first. We wanted to see it first. It was one of those things that we didn't know. I had no idea what this was actually going to be. Sometimes I go into things having a slight clue, but I had absolutely no clue what it was going to be at all. So I had a lot of fun learning, and Andrew, I think, did too. But we did not want to deal with the hot metal and be responsible for pouring it into other people's things and possibly messing up other people's things. So we chose to just watch at the very end. Hello, Suzanne. Thanks for joining us. Angela's here, says, sounds like a great plan. Missed you guys. Yeah. Well, we were live most days from the Airbnb, but we canceled, I think, on Friday. We were just so busy. And there was a storm coming in. There was actually a tornado warning down there and a storm coming in. So we helped buckle down the tents and move the stuff in where it would be safe from the rain if it came through. Hello, Beth. Our neighbor says, glad you were home. We are too. It's good to be home. So yeah, we have been extremely busy. For those of you who may not know, we went down to Winston-Salem first, and Andrew taught his class at Sawtooth, and that was a magical experience. It's always a great experience at Sawtooth, and I've been down there twice with Andrew and doing the TA work, and every single time it is an amazing, amazing experience, and we get to meet so many wonderful people, and there's so much out there that's available, but we have a great time doing what we do. And I love meeting the students. I love getting to know people like that. We do this virtual stuff and we love the virtual stuff. And it's such a good way to be able to connect, right? Like use technology for good, right? And connecting with all of you out there and being able to do that is such an amazing thing. But when you get to connect in person with people too, it's just such a different magical thing. And Norma was there, said Sawtooth was great. It really was. And I can't say enough good things about the people. Sawtooth in general, the students took to it, so quickly. And I think that's a testament to Andrew's teaching. I think that's also a testament to how well they were prepared and how much they really wanted to learn. Andrew gave out many techniques, and so many of those techniques got used. People pick and choose what they really, when you teach a bunch of different things. Sorry, Gertie is clawing at the door, you might hear her. When you teach a bunch of different things, you can't always focus on everything, but the nice thing about it is that everyone was able to take something that Andrew taught them and use it in their own way, because a lot of the people who took the class were artists in their own right. Norma took the class. She makes lovely jewelry. We had people who were into screen making, like silk screening and screen making, and art, like printing, like that kind of thing. We had people who were metal workers. We had precious metal clay people. It was amazing. And it was so great to see how people took what we taught them and turned it into their own thing, right? That's the magic of it, I think. It's watching people learn to be creative with something new, and that's what we love so much. When we see your creations, like in the Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group, when we see those things that you make, it's taking what we provide and it's watching you work your magic to turn them into something else, and something that we would have never thought of or we would have never done. But you put your spin on it, coming from your history and who you are as a person and what has made you who you are. I'm back again. There's so much that goes into the making of things, and when you watch somebody take what you show them or provide to them and do more with it, more than you would have ever thought of, it's such a magical thing. It really is. And we feel so privileged to have been able to be a part of that and to help initiate that for people. Barbara says, App State does community pours where they raise money and folks pay to design a simple mold, then the students pour it. I've never done one, but it's on my list. The nice thing about this one is they had on Saturday, they had family days, and they had these squares, and little kids could come through and etch out their designs in the squares, and then they poured all of those, I think, in aluminum, maybe iron, but I think aluminum. And then the kids will have something. They'll come back and collect them, or they'll send them out, and it's really cool. Gertie missed her daddies. They did. All the kids did. I tried to take a nap today. I went and slept in the room where the fur babies are not supposed to be in. I got to sleep for about maybe 2 hours, a 2-hour nap, and then I started to hear the crying at the door. And it was so sweet. I had to get up and go see everybody. But they missed us. We missed them a lot. But our friend Susie, who is here, took really good care of them. We're so blessed to have such an amazing support system around us. I can't say that enough. There were snags that came up on our trip. Things happened. And, they're hard when they happen, but they're not, like, at this point, like, it's not even worth mentioning. Like, you all helped us get through it. And that's the story of our lives, really, is that, I think we've created, I hope, something here that is bigger than just Andrew and me. We have the AG Bead fam, and we are there for one another, and we check in on one another. We support one another. It's something bigger than any one of us. And that is, another one of those magical things. Like, it's just, I keep saying magical, but it really is. It's not what you expect. When we started our store, we expected to make friends, and community was the hub of what we wanted to do. But you don't expect the deep friendships that come from this. Some people, and Andrew and I were talking about this too on the drive home, some people see small businesses merely as transactional. And that's fine. That for some people that works best. And there's nothing wrong with that. And, we sometimes tend so far to the other side of things where you all become our friends and we get to know you and you get to know us, that sometimes the transactional part of things isn't as smooth as it should be. And I understand that. And we're working on all of that. But we we function under the idea, I think, that we want you to know us. We want to know you. We want to build that true community, not this false sense of community, not this social media community that everybody talks about. We want to build the community that everybody talked about before, that social media was supposed to be about. And I think we've got that in a lot of ways here, and I think it's super important. A lot of people don't get out as much as they used to. A lot of people, after the pandemic, it changed a lot of things. And I really do think that, maybe some things that, maybe some things we do are too too mushy or too, I don't know what the word is for some people. And I can certainly see that. I can see how that could be a thing. And maybe that's not your vibe. And that's okay. And like I said, we're trying to work on the other end of things, right? We're trying to work on that for people who just want that transactional thing and I'm just ordering and just want it, I'm done. It's hard for me, but we're trying. But I think, as Marion said, it's a real family here. I do think it is. And I think that is something that we are so lucky to have. And, so many people, like, we use the hashtag AGBeadFam. And, hashtags are so trendy, or at least they were. They're falling out of trend now. The head of Instagram is talking about how hashtags don't mean as much or hardly anything anymore. But the trendiness of it sometimes, I think, obscures the truth of it. So many people are out there, I think, are, I don't want to say imitating, but so many people are, I will say, pretending to want what we've got. And, we truly want it. We truly want to know. Like Andrew we were in the car and we're thinking of all these things we have plans for things, and we're in the car and you're trapped in the car and you what do you have to do? You have business to talk about. So we talk about business a lot, and it was a really productive conversation. And, Andrew's just rattling off things about so many of you out there, just the things that we know, about you, the little things we know about you, like the things that you like or the things you dislike, or the names of your pets, and the names of your pets who have passed. And for those of you who've been with us for a long time, we know a lot. We know a lot because we care. And a lot of people, I think, can say that and try to say that. And, I'm not saying that other people don't. Don't get me wrong. But I think there is, like, social media, when I remember believing in it and, really excited for it, it was to do just that. It was to bring more people together in a different kind of way, to bring people from all over the world together when you couldn't be there in person, and to really get to know one another. And, I think that we have succeeded in that in a lot of ways. And it's one of these things that I feel so honored and so blessed to have a part of my life. And you all are a part of that. And I know we get gushy and, the love gush, but it's one of those things that I know we talk about it sometimes a lot, but really, we were thinking so much about it. And through every challenge that we have faced in the 13 or 14 years of Allegory Gallery, almost 14, some of you have been there for every single one. Some of you have been there for every single one of them, every challenge we've faced. And not only the challenges, you've helped us through many of them, but you've also raised us up, and you've voted for us in competitions, and you've written letters for grants when we've needed it. You know, you have all been there, and whether you're new or whether you are a friend from the beginning or before, it is an amazing thing for me to sit here and believe, you know, that we have in some ways fulfilled what these big social media companies don't. And we use them to fulfill this purpose, but they have not, I think, in many ways come close to what we've been able to do. And I don't mean me and Andrew, I mean all of us in the AG Bead fam. We have done, I think, I'm getting, like, I don't want to tear up, but I think we have done, these are emotional things for us. I think we have done what social media was supposed to do in so many ways. And it's just an amazing thing. Like, you know, I don't know. I don't know how to say more than that, or to say more than that. It's just such an incredible thing. And I just thank you all from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of Andrew's heart, like from the bottom of our fur babies who you help put food in their bowls. Like, that is such an amazing and precious and, you know, thing that we try to secure. We try to insulate what we've got sometimes from a lot of the nonsense that goes on in the world. And I know there are certain things we don't generally talk about. We don't get involved in a lot of things on the lives, you know, that are problematic in other areas. And that's because we are here to build relationships, and we are here to build friendships, not just but friendships. And, you know, it's amazing to see, and it's amazing how, you know, people can come into this group and they can feel welcomed, I think, immediately. Like, there's an outpouring of love that I do hope and I do believe that newcomers can feel. It's not for everybody, right? It's not for those who believe that a business should be just a transaction. I don't think any small business should just be a transaction. I don't believe that. But if you do, that's okay. But when I interact with a small business, I want to know about them. I want to know who they are. I want to know, you know, what makes them tick. I want to know why they started. I want to know why they keep going every day when it gets hard. Like, and so when I buy from a small business, I'm ready to champion that business from the very beginning. And that's just how I am. And so for me, like I said, when people they just want to buy, they just want to have it shipped, they just want to be done, I have such a hard time with that, but I'm working on it. And I sincerely hope that the vibes that come out of Allegory Gallery, and the vibes that come out of the Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group, and the vibes that all of you put off bring other like-minded people who want to be, you know, with us, who want to be makers, who want to be friends, who want to be creating something from nothing, right? Taking something and reimagining everything you take and building it into something new. Like, you are all amazing architects and magicians, and just seeing your work every day when you post it, when somebody posts something new, I love that. I don't always I don't always make comments, because sometimes I feel like we've been doing this for 14 years. Like, I don't want to, you know, you start to feel like you're sounding like a broken record, because things are amazing and things are wonderful and things are gorgeous and things are, and there's a limited vocabulary, I feel like. And but I love everything I see, whether it's from a very new person who's beginning their journey in jewelry making, or whether it's somebody who's been doing it for 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 years. I love it all. And I love every stage of it because it's all coming from the heart. It's all, the reason we named our store Allegory Gallery is because allegory is about telling a story through something. And every time you pick a particular bead or a piece of chain or a pearl or, a piece of vintage plastic or a shard of, found objects, every time you pick something, you are putting yourself into that piece. There's a reason you chose that. There's a reason you were brought to that. There's a reason you like that. There's a reason, and maybe you don't know what it is. Maybe it's long ago in your history, your great grandparents once when you were 3 showed you this thing, and subconsciously it's there, and now you love this thing and you find one and you put it in your jewelry. There's this lineage that can go back sometimes further than we even realize every time we make something and every time we choose something. And it's such an amazing experience that I don't understand when people just want to be transactional with it. Like I'm like, get in there, put your stuff in the group, show it off, like be proud of it because it's all you. It's 100% you. And it every time, and I get caught up with not wanting to show stuff sometimes. I'm the same way. I get it. I really do. But when I'm looking at other people, like I'm like trying to cheer people on because I do want to see it. I do want to see your failures or the things that you think are failures. I want to see the things that didn't work out. I want to see the way you problem solve things. Like, and of course I want to see the finished projects that you make. But and Andrew's the same way. And I think so many people, all of you out there who watch us, every night or almost every night, or those of you who post in the Design Challenges group or help someone else in the Design Challenges group, you're all the same way. We're cut from the same cloth. It's this desire to see people expand themselves, I think, is really what it comes down to. And I don't, before I was considered myself an artist or a creator of any sort, I didn't think that that was a possibility, right? That you could share, or that you could create things from nothing, or that you would be showing yourself through these things, or that I would be showing myself through these things. And I get that hesitancy every time somebody says I'm not an artist or I'm not a creative person. But everybody has that possibility in them, because I can show you how to put, a chain hooked onto another chain, hooked onto another chain. But it's, why did you choose that particular chain? Why did you choose that particular bead you're using? You can do the most basic design and it's still you. Okay, I'm getting way into this and I'm probably boring everybody, but I hope not, because I think we all get fired up about this sometimes. I really do. And I think it's such an amazing thing that we have one another. And we can take the credit for starting and for trying to foster the environment, but we can't take credit for what has been created by all of you. And that is what I just am, overjoyed. I don't know what the correct word is for it. It's not astonished, because that sounds like it could never have happened, or like it was difficult. You all made it easy. You all made it easy for people to feel comfortable here at Allegory Gallery, and in everything, every group that we do, everything that we do, you all make it easy for people to feel comfortable. It's not us. I mean, we can try our best, but it's all you out there. And we are so, like I said, so thankful, so grateful. I don't know what the word is. We use the same ones over because I don't know what goes deeper than that, because true gratefulness, like, that's deep for me. And we are truly grateful for all of you out there who do what you do and support us, but not only support us, but support each other. That's what social media, I think, was meant to be. And that's what we've got. And, you can't get much better than that, I think. Having something be what it was supposed to be and work in such a wonderful and inspiring way. Anyway, let me read some comments. Kimberly says, I do love that about you guys. That's why I keep coming back. We appreciate it so much. Mushy is lovely, says Marianne. Good. I don't want to, you know, we get comments about things like just be professional and just do the business. And it's not, obviously you don't know us, because how many times have I broke down on camera from it happens every once in a while. I get very emotional about these things, but that's because it's worth it. You don't get emotional over things that aren't worth it. And every time we have a trip, when things get hard, we say, is this worth it? Is Allegory Gallery worth continuing? And sometimes things are really hard, and you really have to do the deep inner work to say to yourself, can I keep doing this? When we started Allegory Gallery, we were given the advice that a bead store will last as long as the owners have the energy to keep pushing it through. And with every single small business bead store that we know, that is 100%, I think, the truth. So if you have a little bead store by you, please just go in and if they're huggers, go in and hug the owners. Like, just go in and, thank them for doing what they do, because, they're few and far between these days, and they do run almost, there's the aspect of your input, and that is 100% needed, but the behind the scenes stuff and the deciding to wake up every day and keep going takes sometimes so much energy, but it's an energy from love. Most people would not do this if they did not really love it and love the reason they're doing it. And you all are the reason that we do it. Suzanne says, Cinnamon loves Barnaby. Barnaby sends love back. Barnaby has had such a cute voice today. Whenever I leave for a while and come back, he changes his voice and he gets super, super, like, almost like a high-pitched, sweet voice. It's like he's lulling me back into like, stay here, Daddy. Don't leave me again. Marion says, there's a lot of nonsense about but we won't go there. Yes, there's a lot of nonsense about out in the world. Vicky's sending hearts. Thank you, Vicky. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Kimberly says, I like the backstories. I love this group. You are all amazing. We love you too. Like we say, this is a true family. Marianne said, it is a true family. We love each other like family here. And that is, sometimes maybe that's intimidating to people. Maybe it's more that than people don't like the mushy mush. Maybe it's just that it isn't intent. Like, I think we're pretty intense sometimes. Like, who talks like this, right? On a Monday live, right? This is you're supposed to be selling stuff. Why are you talking like this? But it's so true. And maybe it is difficult for people to feel like they can enter into that, because we are so tight knit and we're such a close community with one another. And sometimes it can be intimidating, I think, to enter into that. But like I said, I think you all make newcomers feel so welcome. And I think if anybody's out there watching this and you are like, I like the feeling of that, but I don't know that I belong there. You belong here. If you like to make things and you like what we're talking about, you belong. So come join us. Join the group. We have a group on Facebook, Allegory Gallery Design Challenges. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We do these lives every single weekday, pretty much, Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We hang out here. We talk with each other. I try to read like every single comment when I can. We chit chat for about an hour to an hour and a half at the beginning of every live. Sometimes it's just about the food we're going to eat. A lot of times it's about the food we're going to eat. But we do, all of that is a part. It's not about. There's no reason that we need to do that, right? It's purely about spending time with you all and letting you spend time with us. It's spending time together. And, sometimes we ask the same question. Sometimes things get a little bit dull. I know that. It happens. I don't always have the energy day after day to come up with new topics and new demos and all of that. I know sometimes it feels like a repeat of yesterday. And I feel bad about that sometimes. But I think just like friends, when you're getting together, I think friends get together and they just get together to be together sometimes, right? You don't have to have something brand new and exciting to talk about every single day when you get together with your friends. And I think that's what makes friendship so special, is that it's the mundane things that you are allowed to talk about, that you don't have that performance pressure every time. And that's what I'm thankful in a lot of ways to all of you for, is that when I get on here and I don't always have something to talk about, you're still here. You don't leave. You don't just go and say, oh, he's talking about the same thing we just talked, and if we're going to talk about our dinner again, you're here and you hang out and you talk about your dinner and you let me ramble on about things like this. And that's what friendship is. That's what family is. And I think, I tend to think that anybody who joins this group would be exceptionally privileged to be in it. I feel privileged to be a part of your group because that's what I feel like it is. You make it. We started it. We had an idea for it. We try to foster it as best as we can. Kind of like I feel like we're sometimes on the outside, like just making sure that nobody's getting too wild or nobody's being mean, or like we're looking globally at it, but you are creating it. It's you who make it happen. And I just hope more people join. And it's not, yes, of course I want to sell more things. I'm a small business. I need to do that. Andrew and I need to eat. Our cats need to eat. We need to sell things. But it's the selling. We always say we wouldn't do the selling if we didn't have to. I would hang out with you all and do the same thing without the selling portion if we didn't have to. We have to make the sales. But I would still hang out with you all. I enjoy this. This is a huge part of my day that is kind of, it's for me. I like hanging out with you all. I like getting to know you all. I think it's amazing what we're able to do together. Michelle says, completely understand you, William. Thank you. Dominion says, I love hearing you guys' thoughts. Thank you. Marion says, not bored, but I haven't made jewelry for a while now. I know. What's going on, Marianne? I know you got beads. I know. We all get busy. We all do different things. This business has taught me very well that things are seasonal. Things are cyclical. Thank goodness they're cyclical. But, there are some of you that rotate in and out. Sometimes you hang out with us for a few months and then it's like, where'd they go? Are they okay? We'll check in on them on Facebook, check to see if you're still posting things. They're still posting, maybe send a message. But a lot of times you'll cycle back in. And we're so glad that we can still be here for that, and that we are still here to see those cycles. And there's some of you who never cycle. You're just here, and we appreciate that so much, because that's what keeps us going. Everything keeps us going. Whether you're sharing, whether you are, handing out our business cards that come in, like all of our packages that you probably have 800 of them, some of you, whether you're handing those out to people, whether you are, hitting the share button, hitting the like button, hitting the love button, whatever it is you're doing, whether you're inviting your friends into the Design Challenges group, whether you are adding yourself to the D-Stash group, and whether you're adding things in your cart in the online store, there are so many ways that you all support us. And like I said, I think most of this whole talk just came down from how much we were talking about, we had hard things happen on this trip. There were some snafus with banking, and there were, some things on the road, and you got us through. You got us through it, and you always get us through it. And I'm trying to, I'm watching a lot and reading a lot and listening to a lot of manifestation stuff. And I truly believe that when people come together for the same purpose, miracles can happen. And I don't really consider them miracles anymore. I think it's just how things are supposed to be. Good things are supposed to happen to people. And people are supposed to enjoy their lives. And, when whether you think about it as prayer, whether you think about it as sending good energy, whether you think about it as thought, I think all of that, when you have enough people who are, or even one truly intent person helping you, it can change things for the better. And we are lucky that we have many amazing people who truly want to be on our side, and who want us to succeed, and want us to grow this business into more of what we have. Like, we want to build on what we have. We want to create more of this love. We want to create more of this family, more of these relationships and friendships. We don't want to just start something new to start something new. It's all a building process. And it's all to make it more integrated and more people related, and related to you, related to each other, and able to do just more. Why not, right? Why shouldn't we be able to do more? Why shouldn't we be able to make more? Why shouldn't we be able to portray who we are through our art more? Why shouldn't we be able to have more magical, amazing friendships and relationships? Why not, right? And so that's why, we're so thankful for you. And I just ask all of you, please send that good energy out to the group. Send that good energy out to what we do, and continue to help us as we send good energy out to you all to just do more good. Yeah. Marion says, not that it stopped me from buying beads, right? Hello, Susie. Thank you for joining us. Norma says, I so miss having local bead stores. It's hard. It's hard. And we know. And, we are having a kind of beginning of the road experience. I don't want to say a hard time. We're having a beginning of the road experience with our Johnstown location. We feel like after we moved the store and we knew this was going to happen, it's like beginning again. And because we moved it not far, but far enough away into a new area, a new neighborhood, a new dynamic. It's just new, and we are having a beginning experience with that, and it is having its tantrums, and it is having some stops and starts. And we think about, is this something that we should continue doing? Should we have the store, or should we put all of our energy, into these virtual relationships and these friendships and this bond that we have here? And we're not ready to, give up on the physical store. It's one of those things that I think can be a powerful source of inspiration for people, and it can be a launching pad for a lot of people's, newfound creativity, newfound desires, newfound energy. Hello.
Howdy.
We're deep talking here tonight.
Oh boy.
So
Kind of deep.
Deep, good deep. We're talking good things.
Which deep?
Which deep? We're talking store deep now.
Oh, store deep.
Yeah, Norma was saying she misses how we were talking about local bead stores and how, like, if you have one, just go hug the owner if they're a hugger, because they work hard at what they do to keep things going. And I was just saying, like, how we were talking in the car about, Johnstown, and how we're kind of like having that begin again kind of experience with it.
In some ways it's daunting because we just know how much work we have to do. But in other ways it's really exciting because we can really make it anything now.
Yeah, and it's so fresh and so new, and people have not found it as, just a bead store. Like, if we wanted to do more with it right now, we could have always done that. But once you're situated in a place, sometimes, that little thing. Once you're situated in a place and so many people get to know you for something, it's hard to make a change. It's hard to, because people are something like, why are you changing that? I like that. Don't change that. Now we have this energy about things that we can create this in a different way if we want to. We can still bring what we know from before, and we can create something even bigger if we want to. We can create something different. It's kind of cool. Hello, Ida Bell. That was Ida Bell out there crying. Yeah.
It wasn't.
No, it was Gertie, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was tearing up my door a little bit earlier. Was that you?
No.
Gertie jumps at the doorknob usually. Ida Bell usually scratches. Huh. She's a sweet thing.
Tallulah is talking too. Who's watching tonight?
Lots of people. We got 23 people right now watching.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Marion says, I had thin Shanghai noodles. See, we're getting into the food now. Teresa's here. Says, hi, William. I'm glad that you and Andrew are back safely. We are. Thank you so much.
That drive was long.
That's what I was telling them. We got up at 8 a.m. and then we spent the whole day, part of the day working, and then the whole day driving until noon today. Like, that was intense.
Mm-hmm.
Marianne says, this is the best group I belong to. That's sweet, Marianne.
Who said that?
You, Marianne.
Oh,
thank you. Teresa's watching from the hospital. What's going on, Teresa?
Hopefully you're
We've been
right.
out of the loop. I'm sorry, I've not been on social media
about,
much.
We said, where's Teresa?
I know. What is going on?
Hopefully you're okay.
Vicky says, I love coming here after a long day at work. I engage when I'm emotionally able. If I'm not, I lurk. I feel welcome either way. Good. Okay. That's what we want. That is the energy we want. Feel comfortable to be here. And like I said, so many of you watch us sometimes do the same things every day, right? But that's, like I said, what true friendship is. You get together and you know each other and you just hang out. And I think that's important. And I think that's what social media was supposed to be. And I think we're lucky enough that we have that.
Yeah, we're lucky. Very lucky.
We are very lucky.
And it is. I have to give you credit too, because I know you're not going to give yourself credit, but you help shape this community and lead this community, and that's so important.
Me?
Yes.
No, not me.
And you're like the wind beneath people's wings, and you're always liking and commenting and sharing.
I was just talking about how I don't comment enough.
But you do. I mean, you do comment a lot.
Well, none of this would be here without you. That's for 100% sure. That none of this would be here without you. You were started it. Yes, you. You started it. You gave it the beginning driving force for everything that it is.
Well, thanks. I think that's one of those
I
things.
told you we're getting mushy here tonight.
I know. Cry.
I told them, I was like, I was starting to tear up at one point. I'm like, I gotta stop talking about what I'm talking about.
Oh no, I missed that part.
Teresa says, love the AG Bead family. We love all of you. Susan says, hi, welcome back. Just got in from a walk to the river, but got to feed my cats while I listen. Nice. Hello.
Susan.
Seagull.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I feel like we feel very lucky and blessed to be able to do what we do. And not everybody has that. And, you know, some people have these like great big communities of people, but they're very almost impersonal, I think.
That's what I was saying. Like how, like people say that they want community, but I don't think they understand what community always is. Like this is community. This is having the friendships and having the people who welcome other people in and truly like there's no competition in our group.
No, and I like that.
There is no competition. Like we have competition sometimes, and some people are like, I don't want to compete against other people. Like it's so friendly and it's so amazing. And some people don't actually, I don't think some people, I think we're I keep saying blessed, or you know, we know what community truly is because of you all. Like we know what community is. I don't think some people understand what community actually means. They've not been able to hit that deep source of community like we have.
For some people, it's just numbers.
For some people, it's numbers. It's how big is the community. It's not a community then. It's a grouping of people. Like it's just a group of people. It's not a community. And I think community is a very powerful word that gets thrown around in weak ways. And
I'm involved with a lot of nonprofits, and everybody said community.
Yeah, they want to build community. But what does that mean?
But the community is people.
Yeah.
And not just people as in an abstract, but building those relationships with people and getting to know them and being of service to one another.
Right.
And I think that is something that we strive for sure. We definitely want to be something for y'all and not just a place to buy stuff. Right. And I think that's great too. If you're only here just to buy
stuff. Sometimes we have the problems with just the transactional things. Like if you're just here to buy stuff and get it and done. And I said sometimes we're a little bit, we got to work on that sometimes. But we don't. Let me close this. It's getting dark and a little bit chilly.
Are you cold?
I'm a little bit. My feet are cold.
No, bro.
No, bro. Okay, I'll leave it open for you.
Well, no, you can leave it.
Okay.
But when we got out here, it was like blessed sweet.
It was really hot in Memphis.
I got rashes on my underarms. I was like, "What's this?" And he said, "That's a heat rash."
That's a heat rash. Yeah.
I said,
"We don't get that here."
Am I have a heat rash sort of disposition now? In my underarms.
Dominion says, "I love what you guys do with your business."
And you know, we talked about this too, and we were like, you know, we could make so much more money if we were numbers only focused.
Yes.
But I think for us, it's more important to see people thrive creatively. And it goes back to our kind of mission statement of like supporting people in their creative voice and helping them tell their stories, whether it's through artwork or through jewelry or through random blog posts or social, you know, whatever.
It goes back to we want to know you and we want you to know one another.
And it's been a real honor and a privilege to see people kind of blossom in those spaces. Like some folks are like, oh, I just kind of like dabble. And now they're using their proceeds of their jewelry to save the lives of animals.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
or one of our former customers, she was in a domestic abuse situation, and she wasn't allowed to spend money, and she was able to put her daughter through dance classes at the local Dawn whatever studio, and now I just found out that their daughter's going to Juilliard.
Wow.
So
yeah,
you know, it's one of those things where she got that from making little earrings on her like lunch hour and between dropping the kids off.
Yeah.
And to know that that's inspired, like in some way, I mean, we're not responsible.
No, they did the work,
but we helped.
We helped ignite that flame.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, and that's what I keep saying. Like, Andrew and I started this, and we keep a governance, like, we, you know, try and make sure people don't do bad and people are nice to each other, but you all make it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we can give you the outline, and you all turn it into something beautiful. Susan says, I enjoy listening to you and buying some here and there. You are comforting to listen to. Thank you. Marion says, prayer, manifestation, magic, all focusing of the will. Exactly. Dale is here. Hello, good evening. Love to Ida Bell, says Suzanne. Suzanne had faux chicken and fingerling potatoes. Nice.
I'm getting hungry.
I know. At least the kids aren't ignoring you or yelling at you, says Marianne. Ida Bell kind of yells.
She screams in your face.
Yeah, she's a little bit of a face screamer.
It's cute. She gets right cute. Up there, so you know, and then she let loose, and she's always been like that since she's been a baby.
Yeah. Dominion was tearing up when I started to. It's nice to talk about these things. Like, people don't talk about these things sometimes. It's like this taboo thing to talk about, that you actually like one another, right? And that you're actually appreciative of one another, and to say thank you, and to say that we feel grateful.
Well, one thing I know I'm trying to normalize within my own life is to tell people that I love them and that I care for them.
That was like, we didn't say that I love you too much growing up. Like,
no,
that was when, like, we did, and we knew it. But it wasn't, you know, didn't just come out and say it. Like, that was reserved for, you know, very special moments.
If we said that, my mom would say, "What did you do?"
Yeah. Yeah. And we're just trying to normalize that again. Like, when we say we love you all, we do. Mm-hmm. It's a heartfelt thing, and it's not a what do they call it? Something speak, or I can't think of the word, but it's not
the devil talk.
No.
Propaganda.
No. There's another word for it. Anyway, it's heartfelt and it's real, and
lip service.
Lip service. That's the word. Thank you. Kimberly says, I'm in the process of turning leftover pulled pork into cottage pie. Ooh, I love some pulled pork.
We are still talking about that. What are we gonna make? It's not shepherd's pie.
Oh, the cottage pie.
The fake cottage.
The cottage pie with faux beef. We still haven't made that from last week. Last week.
It's in all the ingredients.
All the ingredients, yeah. Kim says that sounds yummy. Vicky says, hello, was well enough to catch you. I'm also in the hospital since having a double lung transplant.
What?
Vicky, what is...
Vicky from Canada?
Pearson. Vicky Pearson. I don't know where people are always from. But are you okay? Holy moly. I'm glad you're well enough to catch us. And I'm glad you told us. Because, you know, we want to make sure everybody's out there is okay. We'll send lots and lots and lots of good energy for you and for Teresa. You know, everybody out there, just focus some good energy to them because they need it.
You know, there's this saying, like, thoughts and prayers whenever, like, a tragedy happens. Mm-hmm. And it's become something that's almost like it doesn't mean anything. But when you have real community, mm-hmm. like that actually does matter. It actually does do something, I think.
Yeah.
And like I think we're stronger together, and like what Marianne was saying about how prayer and manifestation and visualization and actualization, they're all that focusing of the mind and the will.
Yep. Yep.
And when you're in a group setting and you have that special connection with community, you have a greater power to be able to do that because you're amplified.
Yeah. Dominion's weight allegory isn't closing, is it? No, let's not put that out there. We are not closing. We are just saying that the physical store is having a newborn baby kind of moment right now, and we're working hard at it.
Well, I think it's like an identity thing
Mhm.
in the sense that like we're getting to know who we are now.
Yeah.
And that's always changed.
Both of us, like individually, together, as a business, as individuals, we're doing a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. But like we've always changed, and we've always had to adapt and understand who we were serving and how best we could do that, and to build this kind of idea.
Yeah, and I think when we started the store in Johnstown, we had an idea of what the community was, but we weren't a part of it yet.
No, so
we're
understanding better.
Yeah, we're starting to get more involved in the community. We're starting, it's that whole thing about it. At the beginning, community is not really the true sense of community. It's people. It's just a group of people, and we can look at it all we want and see what the group of people are who are around us. But until you actually, get involved in the community and get to know those people, you don't really have an idea of what the community is and what you were trying to serve. And so we're getting to know the Johnstown community more, and we're getting more involved, and we're getting to know people. And, it's an amazing community too. And it's full of amazing people, but you have to get to know people on a more personal level to really understand what it's all about and what makes it function and what makes it great. Anyway, Vicky says, you each bring something unique to this equation. That's what makes it so great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Which Vicky?
That was Vicky Sofon.
Oh, I know you a long time.
Yeah. Marian says, you can have large communities, but they are as empathetic as this one. You can have large communities, but they are as empathetic as this one. You can.
I mean, you can.
You absolutely can.
Sure. And I would like to grow our community.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I see the good that we do or are a part of, and I would like other people to feel that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we want to do more. Like, we want your help. We ask for your help all the time to continue doing more, not just for us. Like, we have no desire to live these huge, big
Sure, I do.
I mean,
like fancy?
Like fancy lives. Like,
I would like to do a little bit fancy.
I'd like to go to the grocery store and be like, I don't have to think about that today. I can just put it in the cart. That's the kind of that's fancy to me now.
No, I want truffle popcorn.
Truffle fancy. Popcorn fancy? All right.
Maybe a little bit gold leaf. So I can
and be like, that's not on sale today, but I'm still going to put it in my cart. Right.
Well,
Yeah. But we're not.
I think a lot of people are going through that now.
Yes.
And the things that we can do are hold tight to our community and be there for one another and not dwell on the negative.
No, there's so much good here, and why not think on that
and be grateful for it?
Right. Teresa has been getting extreme migraines, could not break the pain on a couple of IV medications. Well, I hope that breaks for you. These, hopefully. I don't know what it's like where these seasonal changes have been.
It's been wild this year.
Wild this year, yeah.
Yeah, we were in Memphis, and like I low key had different headache situations, and where we were in the city staying was different from where
Yeah.
we were
So
like,
different. The Metal Museum.
at the Metal Museum, and like I think people are having like allergies and like weird
Oh,
allergies.
my allergies. I was on 3 different allergy medications, sometimes twice a day, and I could barely breathe.
And one of the guys that was there, he was like sneezing, 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 and it was totally just allergies.
Yeah.
But because he finally got, I mean, I gave
And
him
the
some
allergies,
editing,
yeah.
but
The allergies were like different every day. One day my nose was completely clogged, couldn't breathe. The next day, nose was running. Like you would see stuff just floating in the air. But it was an amazing experience. The Metal Museum is near the water, and it has this breeze that comes through that even when it's hot, and I mean it was hot,
I don't know what they're gonna do when they're in their new space. There's
but
no break.
I know when that breeze comes through, it is so nice. It was so nice. Like we'd get up and it'd be so humid walking out of the Airbnb, and we'd get over to the Metal Museum, and it was just this wonderful breeze that's coming through. Hello again, baby. Hi. Dale says, yes, it's hot on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I bet. Susie says,
crossed the Mississippi 3 times.
we crossed that, yeah, a number of times, right? Susie
Well,
said,
if you count our subway trip.
Susie said, I'd love some cooler weather. It is cool here compared to
that's
down there.
nice.
Yeah, I was like chilly today walking. We had the windows open in the house to air out the house, and it was just, I was like, at some points I was chilly, and then I started running up and down the stairs because I forgot the lights because we packed all of our stuff. Oh, come here, baby. No, come. Oh, hi. Oh, hi.
She wants to talk.
She wants to see outside. That's what she wants. Huh. You're a sweet girl. That's my girl.
That's Idabel.
That's Idabel. Yeah, you're gonna purr, huh? Oh,
She's our little black kitten.
that's a baby girl.
Fix your eye for the camera.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, she's such a good girl. She wants to see that.
My face?
Oh,
No.
She wants to go look out the window is what she wants.
Right now. Oh, you're purring so hard.
Yes. She purrs for her white daddy.
She gets nervous when I start cackling.
Yeah, that makes sense. Suzanne says, I absolutely trust both of you. Not so few other folks who just push bead strands and lie about the quality. Yeah, because we are not transactional, I mean, we are.
It would be nice if we have like a business manager.
Yeah, that could
And
do
then
more of that.
And then we could just focus on like the creative stuff.
Yeah. But because we're not the transactional type of people, if you can't trust us, then there's a problem, right? That's how I feel. Like if we don't give you the ability to trust us and what we do and what we supply and what we say, then there's a problem because it's going to break down our whole way of doing business.
Well, it's based on trust.
Yeah, the whole thing is friendship is based on trust. Family is based on trust.
AG Bead Fam.
AG Bead Fam. It's all based on trust. And if you can't trust us, who started this thing and govern this thing,
can I trust you, Idabel?
then what is there to the rest of it? Why would you join our group? Why would you trust the people in the group? Why would you? So the whole thing, I'm glad you can, and thank you for that. And we value your trust in us very much, and we do our best.
I also want to applaud the people for making the decision to make something.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm teaching more, I'm starting.
That's how I got into a lot of this. I was like, these people who were taking things and making them their own, and like, yeah.
But if there's like, there's low key, maybe big key, depending on your situation.
High key, low key.
There's this bravery in the sense that you are saying yes to possibility and the act of creation instead of just being told and just being like reinforced over and over, doing what somebody else decides. You know, you're in control, and you're taking these ideas that are abstract ideas, and you're making them a reality.
Yeah, it's like I said, we love seeing, you know, sometimes feel like I'm like, why would anybody want to see this? But we love seeing the things, like I said before, the things you're trying to do, the things you fail at doing, the things you've completed, the things that are in progress. I wish we could see more of some of that, actually. I wish more of you would post in progress photos, or, um, you know, the failures, the things that didn't work. Because I think, you know, whether it's funny because it failed, like sometimes the failures are funny sometimes, and we can all laugh together at it and we can learn from it, and but there's a teaching moment in all of that.
Well,
And
I've made a lot of stuff that looks straight up like poop.
literally
I played with
sometimes,
some glitter whenever we were teaching, and it
did not work.
it actually resembled fecal matter. So never give up.
Never give up, right? Marianne says it was even less common to say I love you out loud when I grew up. I bet. Kimberly's getting a storm now. Oh no. Trying to find out how to turn my empty delicate tubes into ornaments. That's interesting. It's Michelle. Let's see. Talking about migraines and triggers and all that. And drinking water. Water is important, right?
I need some.
You do. You always need some. Let's see here. Teresa says, I feel bad for anyone that suffers from migraine. Yes. I think
migraine.
I get them, not as often, but every once in a while. Oh, Marianne says there should have been a not in that. Oh, the big groups don't always have that. Yeah. It's rare that, you know, bigger groups can have that, but it takes the people who are in that to foster that, right? And sometimes, especially I think in the business world, sometimes it's easier to not do that. It's a lot of work to foster that. And so, as many of you know, you go into the group often and do things, and you don't have to do that. It takes energy and time, and we appreciate that so much that you go in and post things and talk to people and comment on things. And sometimes it's easier just to have a big group of people and post something and be like, okay, here, this is for sale, and they want to buy it, right? But I don't think I know that's not who we are. And I think it's really important that, you know, people have space and they feel okay taking up space, and being with people who are like-minded. I think that's really important. Truffles ick, says Marianne.
I like them.
Yeah. Cynthia's here today. Cynthia Cornwell says, hey everyone, how are y'all? We're getting deep tonight, but it's okay. So this is one eye was red now and it's the other eye. Mine, it's still the same eye. It's still that one. Maybe the camera's flipped. Sometimes we flip the camera around. They're saying they have a sweet meow. Mary says, only 49 here with rain in the forecast. That's chilly, right? Everyone's saying, sweetheart, love black kitties. I'm behind in the comments, everybody. I've been chit-chatting. Vicky says, ever since my Mimi died, I love hearing and seeing your little kitties. I'm living vicariously through you. We do try to show them as much as we can. They're not allowed to run around in here too much, though, because we try to keep the cat hair out of the kitty glitter out of as much as we possibly can. Suzanne says void kittens, right? Yeah, when they're all black. They're like the void. Cindy says, I know one company that's popular that does this. I don't know, does the lies about things. I just purchased one strand of turquoise, and when I got it, it's crap. That's not good. You know, we don't.
If you don't know, then just say you don't know.
Right. Like if we don't know what a bead is, sometimes I feel bad doing it because we're supposed to be like you know, the experts on stuff. But sometimes we don't know. And when we don't know,
sometimes the only way you know is if you smash
it, or then what good is it, right?
And then like, well,
yeah,
you don't have.
But you know, we're supposed to be the experts, and we do our best. But if we don't know, we tell you we don't know. We don't know what this is, but it's pretty, and here it is. We put a price on it, and that's sometimes the best we can all do, right?
Well, sometimes we're buying stuff that's vintage, so there's no
provenance. Yeah. But when you do buy something and it is not good, you hope that they're going to take care of you. And we try never to sell things like that you would want to return. Our return rate, I mean, we don't really do returns.
We don't do returns because we don't have to.
Yeah. We don't make a point of selling things under the guise of anything but what they are. They are what they are, and we tell you what they are. And so it's really, we don't have issues with that, thank goodness, because we're truthful about things.
And then the off chance that we don't have something, or like on the off chance that something's not right, we always try to make it.
Yeah.
We always try to make it right.
We try to make it right. We go above and beyond when we can to fix the issue. Marion says, my photos are my current creative endeavor. Good. Get some good photos. Suzanne says, that's better than outright lying about a bead. It's true.
Why do you have to lie?
Right? You know, we know that if we lie, you don't come back. Right? You don't come back. And some people have the numbers that they don't have to worry about a particular one person coming back. But because we build this family and we want, we spend the time to get to know you and let you get to know us, it's more than about the thing we're selling. It's about keeping that relationship. And I really think that's what it should be. I think that's what small business is. But at least that's the idea I have in my head. Anyway. Marion says, no, but the post office did one for me for no reason. I don't know what that is about. Don't know what that's about. Oh, a return. Oh, yes, that did happen. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Got it back to you.
Yeah, we got it right? I think. I hope. Yeah.
Yeah, that was stolen. Barbara's here.
Yeah.
And she was what's this?
Yeah, I was like, why is this here? Yep. Just decided that it was time, right? Anyway.
We just wanted to get its travel.
Yeah.
Miles.
Get its stamp a few times, right?
Mm-hmm. Run across the border.
Marianne says you did. Good. Yeah, I just had to get its visa stamp or its passport stamp a few times, right? All right. So I was saying earlier, we're doing something a little different today. For those of you who are just tuning in or have tuned in and have been like, what are they doing? We're going to show you, I picked some stuff out, and it's random, as we often do random nights. But these things are like item number 1 is going to coordinate like with item number 2. And they're going to be, some of these have multiple things that can coordinate with them. Because whenever we do these shows and we say, hey, you could pair this with this, it seems like that's more dynamic, and it seems like it gets people's interest going in the designing thinking process. So I put some things together. I had a lot of fun putting them together, actually, because I sat here and I'm like, oh, I could make this into a necklace. I could make this into a necklace. I can make this into a necklace. I can make this into a bracelet. So I hope that you find joy in the things that I picked out that I think coordinate well together. And I'm sure as we go along, Andrew will also have ideas. That this may become a bigger show than what I have ready for. But I have about 40 lots of things. And we're gonna, as Andrew says, we're gonna punch it, and gently like a baby. Don't punch the baby. How the baby punches.
punches.
Whenever we say that, it's not. Don't punch babies, y'all. It's not the way.
Ooh, have a problem.
I know, right? All right, let's change this over. And I cannot find. I don't have my ruler. Oh my goodness, I don't have my ruler. I don't have my. I don't know what I did with everything. I thought I must have run up and down the stairs about 18 times. I don't have a ruler. I don't have the calipers. How am I going to measure anything? Wonder where all that stuff is. Wonder where it is. Here's some paper, Andrew. I'll give this to you.
What?
You gotta help me.
What am I doing?
You're gonna.
Who am I?
Who are you?
You didn't even show my thing that was up.
I was wondering where they are.
They're in the car.
Oh my goodness.
You have to run out to the car anyway.
I do have to.
So,
Entertain them, Andrew. Put something here. I don't know what. Put something here. Here. Let's. What about one of these? What is this?
I don't know. What is it?
What is this? Here. There. Entertain them, Andrew. I'll be back. I gotta run to the car.
Well,
Everything's. We still have things packed in the car.
this stuff is in front of my chair, in the passenger, on the floor. So, I've had a whirlwind summer this summer, and I have to thank y'all for allowing me to do this because it's been such an expansive and wonderful opportunity for me to grow and learn as an artist. This is from when I took Sun Young Chung's workshop at Penland, which I just got back from recently. Suzanne says, is that an enamel dinosaur? It's an enameled bird. So kind of dinosaur, depending on how you feel. But the light on an enamel sometimes it makes it hard to see. Yeah, so we just got back from Memphis, and we were at Memphis at the fire conference, which is the last fire conference that they're doing in their old location. They're currently working on a brand new building, which is called Rust Hall. And they're moving the main kind of museum function over to that. So in theory, that's going to happen there. And I don't know exactly when that's going to be happening in the new location, but anyways, it was a lot of fun. I learned a ton. It was a really wonderful opportunity. And William, he's running down to go get those pieces. I still have to clean them up. There's a lot of cleanup that I've got to do still yet. But I'm really excited about it. I think there's some interesting things that I can do, if not on a small scale, it has to be on a small scale just because we don't have the kind of setup to do a big kind of foundry kind of situation. But so that is something that we just got back from. And if you haven't seen, I've posted a lot of videos and reels, and those are on my Instagram, which is Andrew Thornton Artist. I also have an Andrew Thornton Artist Facebook page that's just for my artwork, but basically it's a place that my videos and stuff get reposted from my Instagram. So, yeah, if you're interested in seeing more pictures of like the people who were there and stuff like that, you can always head on over there at some point and take a look at that. I am super excited because I'm going to a couple new places after this. I have a little bit of a break for a minute. And by that, I mean doing lots of events and doing stuff for the store and getting the studio ready. My next thing is at the end of the month, and that's going to be called Forging Connections. And I'm going to be attending Forging Connections, which is a snag at Touchstone in conjunction with the Society of Inclusive Blacksmiths. That event is happening not this weekend, but next weekend. Speaking of this weekend, if you're in Pittsburgh, I'm going to be set up on Saturday at the Pittsburgh Glass Center, and I'm going to be having some of my enamel jewelry there. It's a really wonderful event that is going to be sponsored and promoted by the Crafting the Future, which is a really wonderful organization which works on providing educational opportunities in the craft community for people of color. And I'm super excited to be a part of this, and I'm looking forward to meeting more folks in the Pittsburgh area and hopefully sell a couple things. So I'm going to be busting a move today. I had a bunch of meetings today, so bright and early, I had a communications meeting for Touchstone, and I just got off of a call for the Spark Retreat, which we're working on currently. And I'm really excited for that. That's also going to be at Touchstone, and that's going to be in September. So if you are a maker who works in metal and you identify as a BIPOC person, which means Black, Indigenous, or person of color, should join us. So it's a lot of fun. We did our first event at the Steel Yard in Providence in Rhode Island, and that was really delightful. So I feel lucky that that's kind of growing and kind of establishing, and is something that I think is a really great thing that I'm happy to be a part of. Um, Anna says that bird is wonderful, and Dominion says I like the raven art. Thank you. My Kimberly says, "OMG, gorgeousness! That is so fun. Thank you." And Marion says, "Gonna switch to the TV only." All right. Well, now from the light and fragile to the not so light and fragile. So, like I said, we were just in Memphis at the Metal Museum, and I was very fortunate to work with Desmond Lewis, who is one of the board members at there and is also on the planning committee for Spark. He runs a foundry out of Memphis. Oh my goodness! Oh, I can't lift it up. Little heavy thing. So this is cast iron, y'all. So I sculpted. I'm gonna have to zoom out on this. I'm getting a little bit of a pre-towel. I'm like, what happened to my strength? It got soaked up by the car. So this is, I carved the original polymer clay. I still have to clean up the flashing, but it was cast in iron. So they had set up a cupola furnace and got iron and coke, which is not, Coca-Cola or something else. It's the product of burning off the impurities of charcoal, and what you're left is with the fuel. And so you create a chamber that you alternate the coke and the iron, which is a lot of people are busting up tubs. I guess you can bust up tubs to make it, but you can and like radiators and old cast iron things. So they broke that all up and put it in what are called 25-pound charges. So William, we got him in on this, even though he wasn't an official participant of the conference. He's kind of like, I called him my emotional support husband. And so I got him to help me weigh out some of the stuff with some of the other people. And so you weigh out these things, and then you alternate it with bags of the Coke. And Anna says, "Oh, that's cool. Loving the size of this. It's big. It looks small on camera, and it's pretty substantial. In hindsight, I'd have made this a little bit different, but I'm happy with the way it turned out. I think it turned out pretty good, especially for my first time. Originally, I wanted this in bronze, but bronze was a little bit more expensive, so I ended up going with iron, And I actually was under my I won a scholarship, and that included so much materials, and it was under that. So I was really happy with that, so that I didn't have to pay too much. So this is, and it says, no, I like seeing sculpting in a large size. I like seeing it too, but I would have liked this to be a little bit smaller. But I do want to start working larger, and that's one of the reasons why I was interested in going to the fire conference, is that I feel like, large scale sculpture is a world unto itself, and which I quickly figured out talking to some of the other participants, because I'm used to working on such a much smaller scale. But it's pretty cool, and hopefully I'll be able to get to do some more big pieces. But I do have to clean this up, and when I do clean it up, I'll post it. So not only did I do that, but I also sculpted. Oh, that's heavy. I also sculpted this one. This one, all of these I have to clean up. Now this one is cast in bronze. So I sculpted this in plasticine, which is an oil-based clay that doesn't dry. And then I packed a sand mold. And then this was poured through this. This is called a gate, and this is called a vent. And so you have this big column, and the molten metal gets poured in here, and it fills up the cavity, and then the excess is pushed out. The air is also pushed out on this side too. Because if you don't have this, sometimes what can happen is the air will kind of create resist for the metal to flow into the chamber. So this helps pull the metal. For some reason, the camera always loves to do this to me. It doesn't do it to William, but it does it to me. So I did this face, and I kind of have to figure out, I still have to clean this up because there is flashing on this and it's kind of sharp. But I also want to polish this up a little bit so that you can see the bronze of it. And then I also want to play with some of the patinas. So I need to figure out a way that I'm going to hang this. So once I grind this off, I may kind of like grind something in there. And I don't know that. So anyways, I made this one. And then and in hindsight, I could have made it hollow on the back, like scooped in, but I wasn't thinking. They're not terrible for the size and the weight, but and this is a green man that I made, and this is also in cast bronze. And
Didn't they come out so good, y'all?
I'm pretty happy with that, how that turned out. So I think, it's one of those things I'm still learning, and it is nice to see this on a larger scale, and also to
Imagine the possibilities.
My beaded bliss says, "Love the forest spirit feel of the green man." Thanks. Yeah, all of my pieces are kind of whimsical. And some of the other participants, they were working with, like, one person, they did a tennis shoe.
Oh, that sure came out so good.
They did a really good job. Somebody did kind of a life cast of themselves. Um, there were people who they used crumbled up plastic bags, and then they made waxes of that, and then had those done in aluminum, which they were also casting.
Plushies.
Yeah, Daisy was in our little cohort, and she made it's called a squishmallow.
Squishmallow.
I don't know what they're called, but it was very satisfying when she opened the mold and it's like butt release from the thing, because it went. I'm gonna try to do it without spitting on the camera. It went whoop. And it was so cool because
I missed that.
it was
I
cool.
wasn't there.
And I got a video of her unleashing the beast from the front, but it wasn't the same. It's all right. And then she also did like a troll doll. And then our friend Joe, they did these bowls that were done in wood, and they had them cast in bronze. So some of the texture of the wood actually came out, and you can see the grain of the wood. And I was really surprised how much texture this actually takes, because I made some quick mark making on this, and I was surprised. Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Yeah, you don't really necessarily think of sand as being like, I don't know, like holds detail, but it does. So this is what I did over the weekend or the week.
The whole week. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
like I said, when I went, I had no idea what this was all about, and it was so fun to learn.
It's so dark in here.
I know we can't.
Oh. There you go. Let me go and wash my hands.
Okay. Whoa! Our narrow walkways.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the camera turned. Why does it always do that to you?
Mm-hmm.
This is the other service.
Mm-hmm.
They're both doing it to you now.
Uh-huh.
You do. Trying to block it so you don't all get too much motion sickness there. Hello, Anna. Thank you for joining. Were you here before? Maybe I just wasn't here when you came in. Okay. Let's see here. Anna says, William, my package arrived. I was so amazed at how quickly those packages arrived, because I sent them out from Memphis, some people. I couldn't do online store stock because we can't take the whole online store stock, the thousands of items with us on the road. But I took some invoice stuff. I couldn't get everybody's out because I just didn't have enough time. But I did a few, as many as I could while I was down there. And I even got some out. Well, I got some ready to go out tomorrow morning, even today, even as busy as we were and as worn out as we are today after that long drive. But I was amazed how quickly most of the packages that I shipped out from Memphis are delivered already, with the exception of, I think, one. So that's pretty amazing. I'm glad it made it there, Anna, and I hope you like all the stuff that's in there. There's more coming. More coming. Thank you so much for all of your support. All right, so today, as I said, I picked some things that I think coordinate well with each other. And I don't know, Andrew, if you want to play in this too, or if you want me to do it. I don't know what's best to do.
We'll pick something.
Okay, I started with this.
We'll show it.
I'm going to.
What number is it?
This is going to be BT. We're doing BT numbers. Oh, the banner's not up on this one. It was on the other one. Restream wasn't working today. So
For why?
It was having connection issues. They couldn't hear my voice.
Oh.
So we're doing Back from Tennessee, BT1, and this is $18.
And this is Aaron Praise Hint.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
So let's get this up here. I like this one up here. This one up here. Everyone likes our talk. We lost people for the watching. I think people probably just got silent. I think the numbers decrease when people stop talking. There we go. Okay. Now I just can't ever touch. Okay. So this is, you said Aaron Praise Hints.
Mm-hmm.
Polymer clay.
They're roses.
Roses in a heart-shaped bezel. It's got a bail. Now I'm going to pull out the next one because the way we're doing this is these are going to coordinate with each other. So
I'm curious to see what you picked.
this is the next one. This is BT2, and this one is $24. So, you know, if you don't know, here's how it works. If you'd like to claim something tonight, take down the lot number. That's the BT number. Send it to us in an email at info@allegorygallery.com. You can put in the subject line, first come, first serve. This, I believe, is also Aaron Praise Hints. And it's more polymer clay in that bezel, BT2. And then, Andrew, these, how much do you think I should price on these? These weren't priced. I grabbed them. What do you think on those? The ones I think sardonyx, or is it might be onyx?
This one, you can see the banding,
Uh-huh.
and it's got dark. It's like a dark brown.
So it's a sardonyx.
That one would retail normally for 24, but I could do for 18.
Okay. So 24 was 24. Now 18 for you all. BT3.
And this is onyx, looks like.
Onyx.
Now that one, those ones I could do. They would probably retail around 20, but I can do it for 16.
Okay.
You're
So,
going with black with the heart?
well, look, because of this.
Okay, the cracks.
Yeah. So I just thought that these would make a really good.
Anti-Valentine?
Yeah. Like, but they'd really stand out. Like this with this, I think some of y'all like that kind of more metal kind of look, that,
Goth.
that goth. And that's what I really was vibing with these. So this is kind of the set that I put together that could kind of coordinate together if you wanted to. Let me give you some measurements and some of this stuff. So this is about a 2-inch, 2.25, about 2.25 inch tall heart. This one is about a 2-inch tall. And then these are approximately,
what would y'all pick?
10.5 by, if I can get in here, about 40. And then these ones are about 10 millimeter faceted rounds. So BT1, BT2, BT3, and BT4, just to kind of give you some ideas.
Do you like that? This is like an opalescent white with a little bit of gold to match this bezel, maybe.
Now keep this, because I got some stuff that I think would go well.
don't be picking my picks.
Don't be picking your picks.
I'm allowed to have my own picks.
Are you?
Don't worry about it.
Are you really?
Oh, you know what would look awesome with that? Let me get it.
Just let me get it going.
I play this game.
And please, everybody, in the comments, let me know what you think, what you would use. Get these comments going. Let's have an interactive night. Ooh.
That's the one. That's the King Daddy.
Look at this. So
I don't know
Andrew's
if I'm gonna sell that, though.
Andrew's picking. Well, don't show them things you're not going to sell them.
Okay, 32, 36.
So look at that together.
36.
Ooh. Okay.
I can do it for 36.
Okay, BT5.
But some of them, you make sure to get the knot on the end.
5. 36. Andrew just inputted one in here.
Mm-hmm. They're not gonna pick mine because they can't even see it.
I'm getting here. I'm getting one here. Do. Some people, we've been getting some emails about shipping. Some people didn't realize we were gone. And I tried to make it, we put it on the website and all that stuff.
gotcha.
Huh?
I think sometimes when we do that, it almost has the opposite effect.
When we
Like when we tell people
that we're gonna be yeah.
gone, they want.
Yeah.
They're like, I didn't receive my order. I was like, wow.
I had someone pretty angry today. And I was like, we tried to tell you, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I did. You're right. It all worked out in the end. People are nice. They just sometimes, they expect to be dealing with sometimes not nice people. We're nice people. So there we go. BT1, BT2, BT3, BT4, BT5.
So I don't know if anybody's interested in this.
What do y'all think?
Do you like this game of the mix and match game?
Anna
Yeah.
says some rose quartz with all that black.
Rose quartz.
Let's see what Andrew can pull out.
Not rose quartz, but
Ooh. How about some of that? Vintage
like
plastic. I like that.
color is good. The shape is iffy to me.
Look at that. Anna says they're great ideas. Yeah, how cool would that be? Here, how about we just do this? BT6.
You know what I'm kind of
BT6.
interested in?
These are $4 for the strands. Boy,
The-
we're running low on space here, y'all. Let's see. Julie's saying, could you please show the pendants up close? Yeah, I can. Let me show them again to y'all.
What about that?
Maybe on the first one. That's a little bit bright. This
is more brown.
That's what I mean. It's bright for that.
Oh, the pink.
Yeah. This is BT2, Julie. These are Aaron Praise hints. Polymer clay bezel set. And this is BT1. These are like little roses. Polymer clay roses in the bezel.
I feel like I just organized this room.
Uh-huh. We tore it apart.
Before you read
Meaning I tore it apart.
Uh-huh.
I was grabbing stuff for the lives on the road.
You could just grab and now. It's alright, William.
It's all right. All right. I don't know if y'all like any of these, but here's some. I think these are some really good ideas because if I do say so myself, look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this.
This one.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Go
Nah.
put the black one away.
Oh, he says,
How about this
go
one?
put it away. Throw it away, little stray.
Let's go chunky. I'm ready to be chunky.
You're gonna be chunky,
How about that?
chunky monkey.
And then put like, I mean, know that this is, I'm tending towards a more like brown.
You are.
But the thing is that.
We sold BT1. That's this pendant. Thank you so much.
Thank you. But I think that those pendants can stand up to something like that. And then put.
I like it with this one.
Where's that pink glass? Somebody already got it, but.
Yeah, they're already packed somewhere.
What about this combination?
This, with this, with this, or this.
Doesn't that look pretty?
Look at that. Throw in some of this.
It's like this Dusty Rose palette.
Yeah, you've got the Dusty Rose going.
Mm-hmm.
I was going for the more goth.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to sell my.
I don't know. Does anybody want those? How much you gonna put on those? BT.
These should be like
BT6.
36, but I'll do 26.
26.
Don't worry about it.
All right, Andrew's trying. Okay, so BT1 has sold. Let me put that away. Thank you so much. This is an interesting night because
we're talking about doing something different because usually we show things like one at a time.
Yeah.
And this is to give you kind of like ideas of what could be possible.
Yeah, hopefully this gives you some interest.
But that one could go with...
BT6 just sold.
Thank
you.
You.
I need a bag,
please.
please.
So you're saying my pick sold?
Oh, your pick sold?
Whose picks? And the
They
way
didn't.
now.
They didn't buy with anything yet. They just like that.
Well,
Well, that's good. I like that.
I think that
Julie says I like this approach.
right.
Okay.
It's a little bit more chaotic on our end.
It is a little bit more chaotic because normally we're like, here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. But okay, so these have had enough time to brew. I need a bag for this and for this, please.
You hear Ida?
I do. My little
Hello.
daughter. My little daughter.
She's interested in talking to you right now.
She hears my voice. She's following my voice. Oh, it's fun, says Anna. Oh, good.
All right.
All right.
Go
so
faster while you
don't pressure me unless you're going to be cleaning up the lot.
More faster.
Unless you're cleaning up all these lots. There's only so much speed I can put things in bags. All right. Chaotic can be fun, says Anna. Andrew, Andrew agrees. More, better,
More
faster,
energy.
faster. Energy, energon. Okay.
Act like you mean it.
Act like you mean it. Nobody wanted these. Look, see what happens when I act like I mean it?
Oh, wow.
Look at this. Okay.
You act like that has info 4 different times already.
Nobody want those? BT5.
Give it back, man.
Andrew's like, just give it back. You give it to me because I'm gonna need it in case anyone in the replay.
Not.
He's like, it's not available now.
Unavailable.
Dale's back. Had to make a bite. Would you make a bite of what? You biting people again, Dale?
He's getting wild.
You told me to. Oh, we did BT6 twice.
Well, they didn't want. Which one did you want, Anna? Did you want the?
Not to call you out or anything. I'm assuming you wanted this one, right? We're gonna actually make this one BT7, but let me know because maybe you wanted this one. Maybe you wanted that one. Let us know which one you wanted. I'll make BT6 whatever one you actually wanted, so you don't have to send an email. You wanted the vintage plastic. So this is BT. So this one is BT6.
So that one is BT7.
So this is BT7, and this one has not sold then.
That was also in Mystic, so that's fine.
Yeah, Andrew's like, that's fine. Let me make this BT7. Sorry, everybody. I didn't realize that was down there. I forgot already. Andrew's pressuring me.
Mm-hmm. I can go.
He's like, I can go. I don't have to be here.
I would love to go to sleep.
Oh, I know. Okay, so this is for anybody rewatching this. Sorry, this is BT7 now. So please send an email for B. They're $26 down from 36. They're what?
They're back on the market.
Back on the market. These are not
quartz.
Irradiated quartz, vintage irradiated quartz. They don't do that anymore.
It makes a different finish.
They don't do that anymore. I know some of y'all love that irradiated quartz. So there you go. Dale says, yep, and my PB&J on an apple. Nice. Okay, next thing I got. I started with this. What is going on?
You knocked something.
No, it's trying to connect somewhere else. Trying not to give you all. It's trying to connect to another device somewhere. My phone. This Apple stuff is nice when it works, but sometimes, y'all. Okay, so I started with this. This is what, BT8. BT8, and I'm going to do 12 on this. This is a dyed chalcedony.
This should be 16 to 14.
Yeah. I'll put that in here so y'all know you're getting a deal. Not 16 today. And I hate these little... I cut these off.
Don't cut it too short.
There's a knot. It's fine. I just hate those. I think it just bothers me.
I know you don't like it.
No. Okay, so these are 8mm rounds. Oh, excuse me. Now I'm sneezing. I haven't sneezed all day.
Instead of trying to do the same thing over and over, then pick a different base.
But nothing is that high. Unless you can find me something.
All your pottery is exactly that high.
And then I picked this.
Isn't that cool?
Aren't those cool? So these are BT. What do you think on these, Andrew?
They should be maybe 12, but I can do them for 8.
8. All right.
$2 a bead.
That's a good, generous deal right there.
It looks
And
like
we'll give you more up close. Let me get the whole lineup here out. And then I have some of this beautiful microfaceted Amazonite that I thought could go in there. This is BT10.
don't make those too cheap.
How much?
They should be probably 18.
Okay.
But I can do 15 on those.
15, and that's a good deal. I got 3 of them available. So there's those.
And the color is natural, it's not dyed on that.
And then what on these? These are glass, right? Are they glass or are they dyed quartz?
They're a synthetic. They're basically glass.
Glass.
But they're a synthetic.
I think I have 3. Oh, that's
These
strange.
are kind of spendy though.
I was going to say, how much are those?
I
have 2 strands.
Let me see that. They probably should be around 24. So they're so big, but I can do it for. I can do it for 18 for that one.
That one? You don't want to sell the second one? I have 2.
Okay, you can do it.
Okay.
But you can see how they're a little bit different than just regular glass. They're like a synthetic quartz. So what they do is they get this silica and they heat it to a high temperature, and then it's basically they're making glass, but it's a little bit.
This is BT11.
It's a little bit different of a process.
And they are beautiful vintage faceted rounds in this beautiful green. And some of these beads have that green.
Like they call these green quartz, but it's not actually. It's not genuine.
And these are
synthetic.
About 11.5 millimeters for the rounds. And then these beads, I'm going to move this up a little bit. There we go. Then these are about 12.2 by about 29.5. And these are really stunning. Lampwork glass. And kind of silver foil.
You want to do my wackadoodle pick?
Okay, hold on. Let me show them these, and then we'll get into Andrew's wackadoodle picks. And then this, and this is 2.3 millimeters. And I thought that could go really nicely with that. And then these ones.
They kind of look like almost like peacock, but also
so
different.
Like a little bit of spacers, a little bit of like just the whole combination. And I thought like if you took one of these and made it like a bracelet, it'd be super cool. So that is my pick for those. All right, what do you got to go with it, Andrew? Andrew's pulling in
these vintage fabric beads.
Vintage fabric beads.
They're like a dusty rose.
Again?
With gold.
How much are those?
I think those are so fun. I think they were marked for 12. Or is that 12 or 21?
Let me actually look again. Huh. I'm gonna say that's a 12.
I can do them for 6.
Ooh, $6. $6.
These are some you're not gonna see anywhere.
Funky fabric beads, says Anna, right?
Aren't those fun?
So they're
lightweight too.
BT12, $6.
And I think like if you mix those with the green, they look different. If you mix it with the blue, it goes different. Because the pink is kind of slightly has a little bit of an orange hint to it. So it's almost like it's contrasting. So I think if I know some of y'all like a little bit bigger style jewelry, a little bit more funky. And $6. You can't even sneeze for $6 anymore.
Right. All right. So that is.
Don't put it away yet.
Don't put it away yet.
I'm still. He got the pre chance to pick
Yes,
stuff.
yes, I did. Well, I'm gonna pull these out too because these actually can go with.
This one, me one, no one. Pick my one first.
Pick your one first.
Show my
We
one
just sold
first.
BT12, so that is sold.
This one.
This one. Here's this one.
That's it.
BT13. How much on that same?
Mm-hmm. That one with that one. The gold.
Yeah, because you've got the. This
I
is
love
like.
that.
Look at.
That's the winner.
Whoa. Okay, so for what, $14? Look at this, that you could put this together.
Mm-hmm. Look how that metallic cording in that. I don't know what they're using for that cording, but it is something glowing in my eyeball.
I know. Maybe throw in some spacers, do something. Look at that.
The lighter color. The lighter color.
These ones. It might be a little bit small for the holes, though.
Well, that's when you make a loop.
He
That's
says
when you
this,
make a
this
ring.
when you do the work.
Huh? That's a design choice. No, what you do is you make little loops like this. Let me show you with the conceptual of your mind.
Okay.
All right. So you get these little these microfaceted, and you make these loops like small enough, large enough that you can see it, and then small enough that it won't go over the beads. And so basically you make these little loops and then you like crimp it or whatever. And it looks like you get that little, you get the pop of color, but you don't, you see how you get that pop of color in there? But you can use the small beads.
Use those. That's a good idea.
So that way, if you're like, oh my gosh, these beads is too small,
then you just make a ring. Ring-a-ding-ding. Maybe, yeah. I think that's going to work. Maybe if you do that in this one. But then that's just about the same height.
Is it?
Let's do this.
That looks good.
Yeah? No, because when you hold things up, it puts a shadow. So it has to. Just trust me. It puts a shadow.
Whatever you want.
That's, oh, Norma has to go. Norma, we've got some good lamp work. What do you mean? No. It's all right, Norma. It's all right. I know. All right. So there's that.
Nobody got BT13?
Nope. Nobody got it yet. What's the price of the small faceted blue? $15. BT10, $15. That's per strand. There are 3 strands shown here. This is Amazonite.
Natural, not that.
Natural Amazonite.
Oh, we got a BT13. Thank you kindly.
And a BT9. Thank you. So this and this sold together.
William, you're driving me crazy.
Well, I can't help that I don't have my actual setup here.
The people, they're going to get the epilepsy.
Did BT12 sell? Yes. I took it away because BT12 sold it. Okay, I'm going to try and keep these in. Oh, I don't want to put this away yet. These are still available. Because I have something else I wanted to show you with these that you could mix and match. All right. So it's these. And we were selling these.
That's Harold Kuhn.
I know. These were they 32 each or for the pair?
I could do them.
Because I'm going to try and sell them, I think, individually.
You can sell it individually.
How much?
You can do it 16 each.
16 each?
Those are part of his American Trade Beads series, where he made a different design for every state. Don't ask me which state it is, because I don't know. He doesn't really make beads anymore. He makes pipes. So, because he said he couldn't make any money making the beads.
Oh. So these are the beads. They are beautiful. They're BT14, $16 each. And so many of these colors, like, check that out.
Oh, bring it out.
Really bring out that.
That's like a multi-strand. I would do, like, make it so that you have multiple strands of those little itty bitty ones. And then that way you can get more visual bulk.
And then also, I don't know if Andrew's willing to cut this up.
Sure, go ahead.
But we sell this in 2-meter lengths normally. And I don't know if yeah. And it's this teal colored leather.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that would go really great. So it'd be like 6 feet of the teal colored leather, if you want that. And I think we do the leather for, do you remember? I think it's $3 a bundle.
Yeah, I think it is $3.
$3. So $3 a bundle. Oh, sorry, Kristen, if you'd like to purchase, you take down the lot number and send it to us in an email. So just put BT10, because you're requesting one of those, BT10 in the subject line of an email, and send it to info@allegorygallery.com.
That way we don't have to track you down for
That way we don't have to, try to track down payment, and because
there's a paper trail and everybody's claiming the same place because we're streaming in multiple places.
yeah, makes it easy. So just send us an email if you'd like to purchase on anything. It's first come, first serve. These are the first time we've sold these as individual beads. So
because I didn't want to break up the set.
yeah.
But he's an amazing, talented artist.
They're around 18 millimeter rounds. And I'll put BT15 as the leather. And that's $3. We probably have enough for 2.
I think it's 3 feet.
Huh?
3 feet for leather.
Oh, is it 3 feet for leather?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so $3 per 3 feet. So it'll be 3 feet of leather, 1 meter of the leather. Okay.
You know, that used to be one of my jobs at the shop. It's cutting lengths of leather all day long.
What was his name again?
Harold Williams Cooney.
Harold Williams Cooney, Anna. Yes, who are they? Harold Williams Cooney. We have some of his bigger pieces too, but
those are collector.
yeah.
Like they're $200 or $300 a piece.
I think there's one over there that's this kind of color. If anyone's really interested, let us know. It was on top of that box over there. No, further over, right about where you're setting that. Yeah, it was on that plastic box somewhere up there. It was in there.
Well, I did have this all organized.
I know, and I didn't move it. I just left it over there. Anna says, I have some of his from Andrew. Good, thank you. It's beautiful work. It is beautiful.
Years ago at the Best Bead Show in Tucson. And he would sell glass rings. And so people would wear them.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see.
And there used to be like a frenzy around his booth, and people would be shoving each other trying to get it.
Okay, let me put these back. Remember, send us that email if you'd like to purchase. That's the only way we accept purchases, because it puts everything in the same spot and everyone on fair ground for grabbing stuff. And it's not hard. It also shows that you are serious.
Because we have a lot of people, oh, I want that, but they don't actually want to buy it.
Yeah.
Or they say,
And then we find out after we say, oh, that's been sold, and then it's not
also,
sold.
we do a live every
Weekday.
night. So if we did try to do a comment, we would go crazy.
Yes, we would. Yes, we would.
This is the way that we do ours.
Yep. Andrew, can you give me a bag for each of these? Do you have bags down there? What is BT15? Leather, Michelle. Leather.
You get 3 feet.
You get 3 feet of leather cord for $3.
Here's one.
Thank you.
And then I don't know if this is good.
I did bring in a few. I don't know where I put
Will
them.
this work for anything?
Yeah, maybe. It'll work. I'll just stuff it in there.
How about this one?
This one will do. this one we do. Okay. Boy, these are all out of order. I'm going to have to do this. Okay. Next thing I pulled is this gorgeous lampwork strand.
These were marked originally 24.
Oh, no, I
can't
don't
go
know.
lower than that.
I was going to say, I don't think we can. I think that was BT15. This is the problem with this. BT15 is the last number. BT16. BT16. Yeah, we cut these real close before at $24.
Those should be 36 to 42.
Yeah. So this is this lampwork. It's stunningly beautiful. And then I pulled these from our friend Ava. These little opalescent glass leaves, vintage German glass. And these are BT17. And they are $6. And we do have 2 strands of these available. And then I found these. These are cherry beads, right?
Those are vintage Japanese.
Vintage Japanese.
I know some of y'all like the vintage Japanese.
And how much you want to do on those?
Oh, they should be 32, so I could do it probably 24.
Oh boy. 24. And these are BT18.
Those ones are rare. Usually for this striped ones are more.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, BT13 tried to sell again. Sorry, we are sold out on that. So I was thinking this kind of mixture
I could see that.
could work really well together and be really fun. But what's Andrew going to add? Let's find out.
I think something different.
Something with a pop.
How big are those ones?
Which ones? The cherry? Vintage Japanese are 11.5 millimeter. The lampworks are about 19 millimeters.
I think I am gonna riff on your Ava choices.
Okay.
And up you these ones.
BT19.
Because I kind of think of these like this weird kind of like funky psychedelic.
How much are
like
these?
Aquarium maybe.
Oh, $5.
Just $5. I have 2 of those.
2 of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other one that I have a potential for that is these sugar beads. And this is like a purple. And the reason why I picked this purple is that
there's definitely purple in
there,
here.
wherever the opalescent is kind of crossing over that pink, it creates a purple kind of shadow.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that adds a kind of a cool texture. Like
Look
I'm really
at
into
these.
that. Like it's a crackle sugar. So it's a really interesting, like you got the transparents, but you got that hint of color. And I think those go really well. Like it just is a different vibe. And there's 2 of these strands available.
Oh, the sugar? Wow. I'm surprised.
I know. And then the other one that I would say, we only have 1 of this. This is another Ava pick for Ava beads. And it's these little, like if you wanted to go on the more botanical realm, there's these little German pink. And it kind of is like a more of a peachy pink. So I think that kind of pulls some of the warmer tones out of the glass because there's kind of like almost like a gold iridescence to some of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that kind of picks some of that up.
So there's a selection of things that could go together.
I'm surprised that the Japanese ones haven't
These,
soared out.
I know. They are.
Because they are pretty rare.
Yeah.
And then if you want to go like oddball, you want oddball? What about these? You like these? Am I going all pink beads?
I know.
Where's Mary Jane?
I know.
She likes pink beads.
Probably watch the replay.
These are pink opal.
Pink opals.
And I could sell those for. You want to sell that as a lot?
How much?
Do you think?
Okay. 26.
26 for all of them.
26 for the whole lot.
Somebody was asking for conch pearls, and they look very similar.
Mm-hmm. They are approximately 13 millimeters.
I love those. So if you don't want them, I keep them. No problem. No hesitation.
So there's some beautiful things. Like I could really like these.
I make my own design.
I know. You may as well just set up and forget that.
No, the black, the striped ones with that.
Yeah.
Look how good those would look.
These do look good.
Because it's nature stripes with those kind of human stripes. And then the stripes, those are all black. That's kind of like a gray, but there's a little bit of, it looks like there's a little bit of something else in there. Like whether it's a purple or a brown, I can't quite see in those vintage Japanese beads. So like if you look close, there's a little bit of something in there. See it?
Yep.
Can you see it?
There's a stripe right through here. You can see it.
Let me see close.
Yeah, it's almost chocolatey.
Mm-hmm. But sometimes the purples, they get that brown kind of look. Because of the manganese.
Okay, I'm going to start putting these away before Andrew.
Yeah, it's like a chocolatey purple. I don't know how you get that. Manganese, lots of manganese.
All right. It gives off a purple brown color, says Anna.
Mm-hmm. And those are particularly rare, so just so y'all know. But wouldn't those look good with those pink opals?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I'm interested in that story.
All right.
No claims?
No takers on any of those.
They don't like the pink.
I think that's, yeah.
Ugh.
Who needs the pink?
I don't know. I like it.
Me too.
I used to not like pink beads, and then I was like, why?
Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I like them? They're amazing.
You know what I used to do? Was I used to challenge myself by picking colors that I didn't normally work with.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this beautiful, it was for children's clothing, but it was based off of an old calico print. And it was, did you know that during the Great Depression, that they used to make the clothes for the children. Well, I guess not just children, but they used to make clothes from the flour sacks. Like, they would buy flour sacks and they would make dresses out of the flour sacks. So what they would do is that when the flour companies found out about them making the dresses out of the clothes, they started printing on the inside with prints so that the kids' clothes weren't boring.
Oh.
And so they used to have this thing called calico prints, which is kind of like small pattern. I thought those were my beads, and then I was like,
what are you?
I almost snatched that out of his hands, y'all. These are those wild appetite.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have two different styles. I mean, they're all the same, really. That's fine.
They're not cheap day.
No,
That's $50.
these are BT.
These are natural. This is not dyed. But this the neon colors of Appetite.
They were 60. We'll take them down to 48. What?
Well, that's fine.
You said $50.
He's like, it's kind of 50.
It's kind of 50. There are 4 strands of these available.
This is natural color.
Natural color, Appetite, all different kinds of Appetite. You've got the neon Appetite, you've got green, you've got a little bit of light blue in there. And then I picked these. I thought these were fun.
That's vintage check.
Vintage check. And this is BT24. What do you want to do on these, Andrew?
Those probably should be 14.
14?
I can do 12.
12. That's for the whole lot of them. Now, I don't know
If the black
if the
light.
black light.
Our black light's busted.
Oh, is it still?
Yeah,
I didn't know if it needed to be charged. Oh, that's right. It was broken. I thought it just needed to be charged. But I thought these would be really fun
Oh, here's another black light.
with that. Oh,
They don't
no,
know.
they do.
Well, maybe. This may be too weak.
And then I kind of brought in, so this was really from a different grouping that I was thinking about. But how much you want to do on this one?
That is, I can do maybe $12.
Okay, 25.
Lamp work.
So I'm just going to kind of, yeah, this is a beautiful lampwork bead, which I thought with,
It kind of looks like a Terry Kasparian bead,
yeah,
but it's probably one of her students.
and then like,
She teaches lamp work.
so that with that,
And that's like her style, but that's not as precise as her work.
yeah.
Her work is very precise.
And this was to go with. All my things are getting out of order now. I was going to go with that and that.
I thought that is really that. It was the night.
Huh? What?
To bring out the browns and stuff.
This? Oh, that was for this group of stuff.
That looks like with that lamp work.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pick it.
So we're going
Show
to,
it.
because I had it for that lamp
Well,
work.
go ahead. Put that out next too.
Okay. He's like, just do it. He's like, that's my pick. All right. So this is.
I love these Amazonite. These are not. You know, used to be in the old times, if there was a hint of that yellow brown on them,
Yeah.
they would throw it in the trash.
It's true.
And I love that they are keeping some of that. And they now call this called Rainbow Amazonite, and I thought that was silly.
Or
britches.
flower Amazonite or something too. I've heard.
But this is, they have a little bit of the, you know, I could probably do this. There should be 18. I can do 14 a strand.
14, and I think I've got 5 of these available.
Aren't those pretty?
So there, Andrew's pulling. Now let me pull the other one. Then we're just gonna mix it all up. What is 23? Appetite, Dale.
That's a
Beautiful natural Appetite. It's on a sterling silver chain and lobster claw, but we're selling it not as a necklace.
Y'all know.
You know how it works. We're selling it not as a necklace. We sell them as the individual beads.
That's our Tucson vendor.
Yeah. And this, how much you want to do on these?
These ones probably should be 24. I can do it for 16.
Okay.
So that's super cheap.
It's very cheap. BT27 on these. Okay, so we've sold 21. That was the pink flowers. And we've sold 24, which is this vintage Czech glass. This is BT27, which are these kind of matte. And I thought these, even with this, if you wanted to put these together, but this really, it was kind of like these things we're meshing, we're mashing things together here. I thought these could look really pretty with that because they've got all those colors in there with that hint of that extra blue.
It's like windswept.
And then
slightly bleached out blues.
Yeah. And then let's see, I don't know how to add more here. Let me raise the camera a little bit, get some more space. And okay, so 24 has sold. 25 is up here. Yeah, let's add some of your stuff too. BT28. What you got there?
This one, 2 strands of this.
2 strands of this, how much?
I can do them for 3 a strand.
3.
They're ceramic.
Okay. Got these ceramic.
I think they're pretty. They're simple, but the way that the glaze pools.
Yeah.
I like that flavor.
So Andrew's adding this to the possible mix. That could be really pretty.
Brings out that
brown in there.
Mm-hmm.
And with these.
Mm-hmm.
And even with these.
And the brown is kind of like an ambery color, so it adds a nice contrast to those blue ones, the vintage Czech.
What else you got there?
I got some more Czech, but they're these ones.
How much are those?
I could probably do it for maybe $4. It probably should be $6, but whatever.
$4. All right, we sold one of the BT23s. That's the Amazon or the Appetite.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is the BT29.
Aren't those pretty?
They're super cool.
That ivory is mixed with that kind of that ambery color, so then it gets this kind of cool. Didn't that look like they're married?
Mm-hmm.
They're married, but it's, you know, distinct.
Distinct.
When the two become one.
Right.
When the angels sing.
All right. And then, I don't know, I was playing. I had these. I don't know. I don't like those anymore.
Throw in the trash.
I don't like those anymore. What do you think about these?
Nah.
Nah.
No way.
How about these?
Nah.
No? No?
Save it.
Save it?
You can maybe put it with the last one. Not the last. Well, those
these.
lampware.
Yeah, that's what they were for.
Those are glass?
Yeah. These are vintage Czech.
Are they?
I believe.
Okay.
It's very light blue. Vintage
those
Czech.
ones should be, the size of that should make it a $10 or $12 strand.
Yeah, these are 10 millimeters and it's a long strand.
I could do for 8.
Ooh, BT, where are we at? 30 already. So it should have been 12. Andrew's taking it down to 8. And we just sold 25. That's this one. Thank you so much. We also sold 28 multiple times.
Oh, thank you.
Which is, we do have 2, so we've sold both of those.
Thank you. What about these ones?
Look at these, BT30. These are a delicate light blue. Beautiful. I love them.
They almost look like silvery, kind of a silver.
Yeah, like I was thinking like just a little bracelet with one of these in between in there, maybe a few of these sparse throughout, speckled throughout. And
there's this series of books, and I can't remember what it is anymore, but they have this stone, this blade, and it's carved from adamant, which means diamond. And they describe it as like this silvery blue crystal, which I think is pretty wild.
All right, so let's pick these up now. Start to pick these up. That's 23. That's the apatite.
I won't go live.
Oh, that was with restring. I was having issues.
Mm.
Yeah, we gave up on that.
Yeah, mix it with this one.
Huh?
The pendant.
Oh, one of my pendants. I still have some of these if y'all like them. I never
And then
put
with that tooth.
with what?
That tooth.
Oh, the tooth. This one.
I'm gonna go to the beach.
And then these would go good. Look at that. It'd be nice. This would be really nice with that.
Pick it at the Amazon.
Oh, he's like, let's really do it. Look at those, everybody.
How come everybody's sleeping on these Amazonite?
I don't know, because that's a good deal.
Amazonite are so pretty.
They are very pretty.
You know what? Might need this.
I need that. Okay, let me pick these up. These sold. We still have some 23s, the apatite, if anybody else wants another strand of those. This is sold. Thank you so much. I'm gonna need bags, I think. Okay. 5. BT26. Okay, what are you saying now? These?
Don't sleep on it.
Don't sleep on it. These leafies with the
I love
Amazonite.
those leaves or feathers or whatever you want to call it. They are the opalescent white with the gold. So there's a slight bluish hint to it.
Look at those.
Aren't those
pretty?
I bought those for a Christmas kit, and all the other ones were all like ivory colored. So I took these out.
Okay, nobody wants any of the 26s. Can't.
Well, I keep it.
I know, those are so nice. I can't believe nobody has bought this too. This is.
That's like if you're gonna go to the beach.
This is so pretty.
It's like that. What's that woman who makes those movies about the women? They go to the beach and they drink the wine.
I don't know, but it sounds like a good time.
And there's like a kitchen. And there's like a whole aesthetic about those kitchens in those movies. Nora something.
Remember, if you've got any questions, ask in the comments. But if you've got any claims, send us an email.
And Diane Keating's in a lot of her movies. And sometimes there's book clubs.
You're asking the wrong person. Anybody else know out there?
I'm not talking to you.
He's like, I'm not talking. I know you're the wrong person.
I know. What do you think? It's alright. It's not Nora Ephron, is it?
Nancy Myers.
Nancy Myers.
Says Julie. Julie knew. Julie knew you.
You see it. You can see it. You see the vision in my mind playing out before us.
All right. The next batch of things I came up with.
Page. Oh, you're not going to sell those leaves?
Oh. I forgot. And all that excitement. How much? There's 4, right? Ooh. Just started writing it and threw it on the floor. How many of these we got? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of these. Only $4 each. BT 31 are the little leaves. All right, so I'll move this over because we didn't put these out yet for you to see. BT 31 is that. And then
Yo, I think I'm making it up. Oh, exact color palette of those beads.
oh,
What?
yeah, there it is.
What?
He's not making it up, y'all.
Another one of it. Oh,
Says you want to see more? You want to see more?
Oh,
you think I'm making it up
palette,
still?
Even the books, she matched it.
And then we have this beautiful jasper. Okay, so I have this. How much you want to do on these, Andrew?
I could do it for $12.
$12. 2 of them available.
Normally we used to sell those by 8-inch strands, and they were like $8 to $10 per strand.
All right, so this weren't in there originally, but I think they can go, maybe. And then how much on those?
Mm,
There are 10 of them, I think.
oh, I could do it for $8.
$8.
That's different.
Yeah.
Those I think are Czech. Are they Czech? They're not artisan.
No, they're not artisan.
Oh, those are the vintage Czech.
Yeah.
They should be more.
Okay.
Oh well, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Just sell it.
Look at these twisty goodnesses, and I thought with this, look how pretty.
It brings out the green.
Yeah, it does. And then I had, I was doing these too. This is the Andalusite, which I was going to keep a strand of this for myself.
We'll do it because you'll never get that again.
I might have to.
Keep one.
Keep one? All right.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to keep one of these.
No, the other one. I want that one.
You want this one?
No, don't put it back in the bag.
Because that goes right to me. I thought I was keeping one of these.
This is for you, and I'm trying to look after you.
Okay. BT
The
34.
Andalusite is color change, by the way.
And how much you want to do on these?
These are not cheap. They're originally 60. So since you did 48 earlier,
Okay.
you can give them $2 off what I would charge.
So this is beautiful Andalusite. Do you see the color change? I think you can even see it on here.
It's more dramatic in daytime.
It is. But they change from brown to green.
And sometimes it's peach to green.
Mm-hmm. But you can see some of that green, which is why I picked them to go with all of these. Look how pretty I think those could be together. That would make a magnificent bracelet. If that doesn't sell, I might make myself a bracelet out of that.
Mm-hmm.
I might just do it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're only letting one of those Andalusites go.
No way. You can't have everything.
Can't have everything, everyone. We've sold one of the BT31s. Thank you so much. That's the flowers, or the feathers, or the leaves. And
what is my pick going to be?
What is your pick going to be with all of this, Andrew? Look at that good color change in those. Those are magnificent samples, specimens of Andalusite. And they come in the sterling clasp. BT34 is the Andalusite. BT33 are these 9 wonderful vintage Czech glass beads. BT32 is this jasper, these jasper beads, and these are, let me give you a measurement. These are about 6 millimeters. These ones from the hole to the hole are about 17, well, let's say 18. And these are graduated slightly from 3.5 to approximately 4.5.
What do you think about this flavor? We just showed these.
We did just show these, but they're still a good thing. Got a little purple in there.
They're that brownish purple again.
Yeah, this brownish purple. And these do glow under black light.
Do they? Or is it the orange ones?
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Is it just the orange ones? Okay, so not these ones. Never mind. They do not.
These are Japanese glass.
Japanese glass.
Lennis stranded those one at a time for y'all.
BT35. Are you out there, Lennis? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those available. And those are, they were 8 when we just did them. We'll leave them at 8. BT35.
Here, Gilbert.
No. Oh, he's a cutie.
He's hateful to me.
Oh, you left him.
He's gonna make me know.
He does that for a few days after you get back. All right, what do y'all think of these?
Nah.
Nah?
I need something more.
Well, come on, Andrew.
I'm trying.
Pump it. Pump it up. Pump it up.
Envision the power.
Give it the wind beneath its wings.
What do they think it needs?
I don't know. Why didn't this get a bag? What's going on over here? What do y'all think it needs? Get some input, y'all. What do you want to see with this?
I love these, and these do not sell well. But it could be because we shared like a million microfaceted.
Oh, these would be really good with that.
And people's eyes just glaze
And there's
over.
a super good price.
I can do them for. There should be $15 a strand, and I can do them for $12 a strand.
Okay. BT, where are we at? 36. Say that again? They were 15
Originally.
and you want to go down to 12?
Correct.
These are serpentine. Micro-faceted.
But they're like opaque serpentine, not the translucent.
Yeah. Let me find the end. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of these.
This is the missing link.
It is. It really is, y'all. This is going to put it all together.
You need a focal. Don't complain.
Don't complain. Look at that, everybody. So add that. These are microfaceted serpentine. They are the opaque. So they are, look how pretty. And you pair that with those and with those. This is approximately 2.3 millimeters. And the serpentine, they're about 13 to 14 inch strands generally. I'm going to take 31 away because this isn't really in this mix. You've gotten to see those long enough.
How about this? Real copper.
Real copper. Okay, so let me move this up. Let me move this out of the way. Move this over here. What do y'all think of this combo? Anybody going for anything in here? Anybody like it? We're just wasting our time showing it? Oh no. Wasting your time showing it, not ours. You don't like it? Nobody likes it? How much you want to do this copper for?
I could do it for maybe $10 a strand.
Okay.
How about this AG computer? There we go.
I love the mint chip colors. Hold on. He's shaking things at me. I didn't even get to show you all this. This is a real copper, pretty large hole bead strand. So there's copper. Add some copper to the mix. I don't know how much this is. This is our AG Fine Pewter. It's available on our website.
Just show it.
Huh?
They can just go on the website.
Yeah. I'm going to show you that one. Dale's asking, what is 32? 32 is a jasper. Don't know what kind of jasper.
What about this one go with it?
But it's a beautiful jasper. Look at all that. And these are 6 millimeter. 6 millimeter smooth rounds in the jasper.
I think it's Kambaba jasper.
Oh, look at the Kambaba jasper.
You like that? Do you think I would go with it? I have 2 other ones that could go.
That would go with some of this for sure. What do you want on those?
Oh. You can name it. I'm not attached.
I think the other ones would go. I think the one you gave me goes the best.
Your child is calling me.
I'm going to do. Normally, I would do like 6 or 8 on these in the store. ET 38. Let's do 6. This is a beautiful Kambaba jasper pendant, which would go really well, I think, with that. And the Andalusite, look at that. Beautiful. All right, so we've sold one of 32. Thank you so much. And these are the rest. Let me start putting them. I'm gonna start putting them away. If you have any questions, let me know before I do.
I think we need something fun. What do you think?
Like what?
Something a little bit different.
What do you got an idea of?
I don't know yet. I'm thinking on
You're
it.
thinking on it?
What do you all want? What colors are you interested in seeing?
What is 36? 36, Dale, is serpentine.
But it's not like a. It's like a. It's not
like
the
the
regular
It's
one
the
you see.
opaque kind of serpentine.
But sometimes I think if there's like a green stone, they just call it serpentine.
Yeah, it came to us as serpentine.
It looks kind of like one of that, like a very beautifully faceted African turquoise, which is just a yellow-green jasper.
Anna says, get the serpentine. It's beautiful. Yeah, Anna's got one. I don't want to call people out, but I know. Okay, people are snoozing on that Andalusite. I am surprised.
Oh,
Just more for us, because we will use it. We will use it for show.
You looked at me when I said more for me.
Yes, I did. Because that one's for me. And it says I've got like 3 strands of it. Gail says, yes, it is. All right, let me see here. Andrew's looking up for something fun for you.
Weird.
Well, you've got the weird stuff. I don't go too deep into your storage areas. I know I get in trouble if I do. I get in trouble, y'all.
This is a Harold one skinny because I'm just show it and
Oh, that's the one. Yep. That's the one. Look at this. We were talking about those little ones before. Check out this. Big, hollow.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple holes.
That's not cheap date.
No. But if you're interested, let us know. We'll get you.
120.
Oh, I was going to say we get you a good price. 120 is that good price.
I can't go lower than that, but no.
He's like, just give it back to me.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really want to sell it.
Nope.
He offered it once before, and he's not really wanting to offer it again.
That's all right.
But it's 120 if anybody wants it. I'll sell it. I'll sell it, y'all. No, you won't.
What do you want? Something weird, something strange, something
Unusual. Mysterious. Now he's getting wild. Now he's getting wild over there.
I'm delirious.
Yeah, we are a little delirious.
You know,
and by a little, I mean a lot.
Like, I normally don't do a lot of sleep. I feel like I need it. Like, I just need to, like...
I tried to nap earlier today, and those kids...
frantic for your love.
They were frantic for my love. They did not want to let me...
Wait, what color are you going to pick next?
Okay, well, my next ones are golds and yellow gold beiges. Okay, so I start with this. This was 39. What do you want to do on this?
I could do... I could do... 28 maybe?
28. All right, so this is electroplated vintage plastic. Gold. I know that tag.
I got that from Sally Llama.
Sally Llama. We love Sally.
She had this ginormous setup, and she built like this tent city. And then she was what? She knew that if she could get me laughing, that I would start buying stuff.
Mm-hmm. And
Do my Achilles heel.
these were 16. I'm going to go down to, oh, let's just do 12 on these. I shouldn't, but I am. And so that's these vintage, or these lampwork. These are lampwork glass beads. This kind of fumed glass. Whoa, up. Well, there's an extra one, and it's now somewhere across the room. But I'll get it. Don't worry. It's one more of these. You get one more of these with it. So you get that. And then I got this. This is, what is this, Andrew?
Agate.
It's an agate. And how much you want to do on those?
I could do this for $10.
$10. So
They're real pretty.
they are BT41.
But I think they would have been more successful if they parted out the blues and the yellows.
Yeah.
Because together they kind of look. And I'm, this may sound like I'm not trying to sell it, but it looks a little bit sickly. So, I would take it apart.
For sure.
And sort out the blues and the kind of
you get those
corn, that maize kind of corn color.
Get those microfaceted. And then I got a bunch of stuff in this little series. BT4, because I really started with one thing and then it started going, I started finding more and more and more that I liked. That kitten.
She's desperate.
And then that's this strand of vintage check. Look at how beautiful those are. So that's in there. And then really what started all this was this bead. How much you want for this one, Andrew?
Oh, you got a visitor. Grab it.
I will.
It, baby. I could do that for 16.
16. Hi!
She said, you want to dance?
43. 16. What really started it was this one. This lampwork glass. Andrew's doing it for $16. Come on, now I gotta raise this up because we're getting bigger here. Hi! Gerda! Come here. Come here, little thing. Get over here. Get over here. Oh, you're purring so good already. Hello. Hello, Gertie. What are you going to see? Look at that. The Gertie goes with this. Gertie goes with this. Her little tortie markings.
How do most of everything goes with black?
Oh, look at that. Look at that. How beautiful. Yeah. Okay.
You hear that purring, kid?
I do. This one's purring too. And then I had these. Gertie. So I loved this assortment together. This is BT, what was this, 43, 44, and these are $6 for the set. For those. So I was just playing with these, and I thought that these looked really great together as a set. And to make a nice bracelet or a necklace, even some earrings to go with it. Some of these things are very light. This lamp work over here, the vintage check there, and this vintage check. So BT39 are these. BT40 is this grouping. 41 are these.
You picked
Agate.
out the popcorn color.
I did. How 42,
about this? I want this of this.
43, and 44. What do you got? With these? With these?
Do it. Punch it.
Okay.
These are lapis, y'all.
BT45.
Wouldn't that look pretty with those?
These were 14 each. How much you want to do on these?
I can do
2 of them.
I can do 8.
Okay.
That hurts me a little bit. This to bet them.
Dale, 41 is
Agate.
Agate.
Non-specific agate.
And these are
Lapis.
lapis with the silver ends.
But wouldn't that look pretty with that kind of brownish, silvery, gold colored one?
Which of these?
No.
This?
No.
This?
Yeah. Or too washed out.
I don't know. I think it looks pretty good.
What about the silver? Is what kind of? Oh, your child is talking to you again.
I know.
How about these? I want to sell these.
With this?
Yeah, do it. Those look so cool with the gold.
Okay. How much are those?
5 a strand.
5 each. How many you got there?
5.
5 of these. Andrew's proposing these.
Wouldn't that look good with those gold nuggets?
You got the honeybee look here. The gold nugget look there.
That looks so expensive. Look.
This is vintage plastic. These are $5 a strand. 5 strands available.
Look. You mix that, it's not going to be Jumbotron heavy.
Yeah, these are all super light.
Because it's plastic, but these are unusual. And so mix it, and then guess what? That would
look pretty
so
luxe.
expensive.
It does look pretty luxe, I have to say. For a not luxe price.
No.
28 plus $5. There you go.
Those ones, those $5 beads, I think if they were put all black and then all clear, they would have sold by now. Because they're mix and match strands, sometimes people get all like, they don't like a mix and match.
It's true.
I don't get it myself. I like a mix and match strand. You get a little this and a little that.
I know. All right, no takers on those.
None?
None.
Not one from that batch?
Not one from that whole batch.
Are there anybody watching, or are we just talking to
And 18 people are watching.
How about we put? What do y'all want? What color station do you want?
My next ones were going to be reds and
Christmas.
Not Christmas. There's only one in there, and that doesn't go with that. It's just part of that. All right. Maybe. Oh, we hit 46. We got to go at least 50. Them's the rules, y'all. Agree about mixing and matching, says Anna.
Sometimes you don't know a whole strand of it.
Right? What is 41 again? 41 is agate. Agate. And the agate, everybody's asking about it. Nobody's buying it. It's beautiful.
Pretty.
It's agate.
Hey, you know what? Put this with it. Do this.
These are 3mm
Her.
agate. Her. What are you putting with it?
That. Do it. Come on.
The turquoise. With the agate.
Do it. Show it. Let them see and be amazed.
Look at that combo.
Oh, you know what? I take back, I rescind my last comment about how that colors don't work together. You put that, and they're married.
Done. Look at how
that
beautiful.
brings it together.
Anybody want that?
How does that work?
I don't know, but
I don't know, but it does.
It did. It just brought it, and it says, "Yep, that's good."
The green did it.
All right, so
because the yellow and the blue together next to each other, kind of you're like,
BT47. How much you want for that pendant, Andrew?
That should be 40 or 50, but I can do 30. Probably should do 32.
32?
36.
What do you want to do?
32.
32.
That's a big piece.
Dale says that would be pretty with the serpentine too.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the idea of the night, is to mix and match. Let me pull out that serpentine. Did you get some of that serpentine? Dale's right. BT36. Check out this. So this is 36.
As long as they're going larger than charged, sure should this.
BT36. Look at that. Look at that, Andrew.
That looks good.
Mix some of that.
I like the slightly larger. Those are the agate are slightly larger.
So there's that 36. This pendant is only $32. This is a turquoise pendant, BT47.
Look at that.
We've sold one of the BT41s. Thank you so much.
This one.
Oh, how much you want to do? I know these are expensive.
They're African. They're yellow Hebron.
BT48. How much?
I think there should be like 120.
Okay.
What do you think? Can go to 90.
90. That's a good discount. It's the whole strand.
The whole strand in his hands.
Let's see here. Marianne says a great way to show beads. I think so, because they need to see one another, right? They need to visit too.
Mm-hmm.
Andrews.
Well, I don't create in a vacuum.
In a vacuum, right? So this light.
The brink of madness.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna bring me to the brink of madness. These are Hebron.
Like gnats that kept going in my eye.
I know.
I started hitting my face, and people were like, "Is he alright?"
Okay, so we've got quite a mix here of beautiful things.
Don't sleep on them Hebron. Why you not showcase that with the light in your eyes? Because you only hit the cord, I know.
It's a lot. But these are, look at these, everybody. Andrew's giving you the whole, this is not to sneeze at. Like, this is the whole strand. This is like a 24.
I had to wait to get that.
This is a 24, over a 24-inch strand.
You know I did layaway with that? With Ibrahim.
Oh, yeah?
It took a long time to pay those off. Anyway, whatever.
Andrew's pretty much selling them to you at his cost.
I am selling them.
He's like, I am. And so they're graduated Hebron.
I mean, it didn't take that long. But at that time, I didn't have any money, so.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the way. All right, let me start putting these away.
I actually think I paid more for them.
I bet you did.
Because I used to give them $20 every time I walk by. Almost there. Almost there.
Almost. Not quite.
He just laughed.
I bet.
Mm-hmm. He thought I was joking. I was like, let me sell something real quick.
Gotta go back and sell some more stuff. Let me see here. I'm running out of bags. Andrew's giving me things without bags.
Oh well, get used to it.
Get used to it, he tells me. Just get used to it.
Make you sturdy in your heart.
Sturdy in my heart.
Alright. What do you want? You don't like this game? I like to have more audience participation.
Andrew likes more audience participation.
It keeps my energy on fire.
Well, we're almost done.
How many more you got?
We're almost done. Because we're at,
What?
Hebrons were 48. I actually probably can go to 55 with what I've got here if we want to. but if you've got something else you want to show.
Here we are.
Okay, hold on. Let's see here.
You don't like those Hebrons? Don't they like them? If it's too much, I might break it up. I might want to keep it.
Excuse me. Thank you. Anybody got any requests before I throw out the last of what I've got here?
What about this one?
Let's break it up with a giveaway. How about we do a giveaway? What are you doing?
Not this.
Not this. What do you want to do with
I
these?
think those could go so well with the other ones.
Those would go great with that serpentine.
Or the Hebron.
Or the Hebrons.
And the Hebron.
Hebron.
I think I got coconut.
Look at those. Those would be really cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Look at his face and discs in between. Just only in the front. Party in the front.
Party
Don't
in the
waste
front.
it.
Don't waste it.
And then put it on like a steel cable. Or if you like put some kind of like I don't know. I like that. That would make it look very contemporary. But
How much you want to do these for?
Antiquity. I don't know. This one?
I was going to say that many.
You can do that.
$6.
That's not bad.
No.
That was a bracelet, but it's been stretched all to hell. But the beads are still good. Is it? Or am I just making that up?
I think it was. It's shaped like that. Okay, so that's BT49. That's just a separate 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. What do you got there?
Full.
Nobody likes these green. Nobody's in these.
I think, like, when I think of this, like, okay, so picture it. North Carolina, Penland, standing on the grassy knoll, watching the wind sweep through the grass and the new leaves on the trees in the distance, a soft spring pea green color, highlighted by gold light in the wind. There are dogs playing at the bottom of the knoll.
Yes, Dale, those are coconut.
People are laughing and having a good time.
49 just sold. Thank you so much.
Which one's that?
The coconut.
Coconut.
Coconut. Sold. Okay.
How about with this? You like this?
Okay, the last one. BT.
I thought you were going to go keep going. Are you too tired? Are
Okay.
people tired? You want to keep going? Did we miss a color family that you're like, why didn't you do that one color that I was thinking about in my life?
Anybody? More like fall to me, says Mary.
Oh yeah? The yellow green?
How much you want to do on this little strand?
Maybe a new apple. $3.
$3.
That's not bad, right? Some check.
How much on that?
I could do that for 12. That is not turquoise.
No. So $12 on that focal, if you're
I try to
interested in
give you
that.
all options, so you got the one. I know not everybody can afford a $30 pendant.
No.
So I try to give you a $12 pendant.
And that would go well with either that.
That's a little bit different. That's not funny.
I like that. You don't like
That
that?
one needs that specific shade of green. That one's a little bit too blue.
I don't know. I think I would do it.
Yeah?
But I would do it. But I would do it.
Maybe.
But you do you. Everybody. That's the thing about it. Everybody do the you.
I want to put it with this. Show this one. Or do you want the lighter shade? Because I have a lighter yellow that's almost like a grainy yellow. Or do you want the more yellow to bring out the brown?
I like the lighter one.
Oh yeah?
I do, but which one do you like? Lighter or darker gold?
You want it more like an Aztec gold, like the yellows, like a more orangey yellow.
Kimberly says that is so pretty.
Mm-hmm. Mommy, daddy, baby. How did your
Marianne
graduation
likes the
go?
darker one.
How did the graduation go? Or is that a different Kimberly?
No, that's Kimberly. How was the graduation? We saw pictures. It looked great.
Did you have a party? I didn't see it because I wasn't on social media at all this week.
Oh, he says my connection has not been great with the storm system coming through. I have missed a lot. Oh no.
There's plenty left.
There is a lot left, especially in this green range. If you like this green yellow. All right, let's move into these reds that I've got. Browns and reds, golds, and then we'll be done. Because I'm trying to get into going to bed earlier.
I missed my
y'all.
Duolingo last night, so I have
And it's already almost 11:30.
All right, Punch, I gotta go. Wait, do it, hurry. Faster.
I need bags. Bags. More bags.
What time?
Little. Thank you. Yeah, everybody, I got in the habit of going to bed before like 12:30. When we were in Memphis, we were getting up at like 8.
Every day.
And it actually, I felt better. Like my body felt more rested. And
I felt tore up.
Yeah, it was not working for him.
Stick over and over again.
But he was talking about on our way home, he was telling me how much better I seemed. And so I'm going to try and stick. Yeah, I'm going to try and stick with that schedule. And we still have to eat yet.
Well, I feel like somebody hit me over and over.
Over and over and over with a stick.
Correct. And
he didn't like it.
The day walking is not for me.
Okay, so I started.
But I did like my skin cleared up. So I was like, maybe this day walking
it is a good thing, right? How much you want to do that for?
I could do that for 18, I guess.
Beautiful lamp work.
I'm ready for that.
He's ready for that to be gone.
Go find
This is past my bedtime, but this is too much fun, says Marianne. Well, thanks for hanging out. Thanks. Michelle says, my dinner just showed up. What are you having?
I'm hungry.
Me too. We're going to have stir fry.
She's like, let's make that cottage pie. I was like, who has the 2 hours to make this?
Yeah, I forgot he had his meeting. This is beautiful. You get this whole set and to sleep a little.
Like maybe 15 minutes.
Just a little bit. That's about all you go to the bed for.
I need to sleep more, and then I'll get into bed and wake up.
Yeah, you need to fall asleep on the couch.
I did oil their hinges at the Airbnb because I couldn't take it.
Could not take it.
Because every time I would go to the bathroom, curry.
This is
curry.
Vintage check, and I thought that could be really pretty with that.
Ooh, how much do you charge for that?
$8.
That should be like a $12 strand.
I know.
This is special strand. Okay. So y'all know, I'm not going to tell. If I think something looks like cute, I'm going to tell you it looks like cute.
Yeah, but look at this.
This is a very special strand.
Very nice strand. Oh, BLT and barbecue chips.
I'm ready.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
You know my favorite BLT sandwich is from? 12 Bones. They would dredge the bacon in brown sugar and black pepper and then serve it with a fried green tomato. You could do it for $8. And it was good. But we don't eat the bacon anymore.
No, we do not. Then I chose these pinky ones, thinking you could add those. I think that could all be, like, look at this.
That's very luxe.
Super luxe, right?
But kind of like more my color palettes, I think. And that weird like purple and peach.
Let's see. Julie, leaving for Arizona about a week. Could you ship my stuff? Please email me, Julie. Yes. Yeah, if y'all ever want your stuff shipped like soon or have a date, just send me an email. I get that all the time. Like some people like to hold their stuff longer and have a full box. Some people just want their stuff. Feel free to always send an email when you're ready to ship, and I will do my best to get it out.
I think we're gonna start doing a thing where we keep things for 2 weeks and then they gotta go.
We're gonna try. Yeah, we're gonna work on that.
Because I think people, they get frustrated when they don't get their stuff. But if you want us to hold stuff, it gets hard because we do these every night.
Yeah. You got one more thing to go with this to get us to 55?
Of course.
Of course. Oh, we sold a 27. What was 27?
How about this one?
26, 27. Oh, that was that Lamport glass. That's good. Oh. Oh, that's nice.
Is that the name of the rose?
Look at that. That could go with that super beautiful Lux. Okay, how much is that, Andrew? Let's stop there then.
I'm on a roll.
I'm on a roll to bed.
So, are you sure do you want that one or this
You're going to go to 56.
You want to pick that one or this one?
I prefer that one. Okay, we're going to 56 then, so we're going to put them both up. We're going to end there. How much you want on these?
Those ones, the one is glass, believe it or not. It looks like smoky
I thought it was smoky quartz.
I could do 8 on them. Well, 7.
7. 7, and how much on these?
The shell pearl?
Yeah.
10 bucks.
Okay, BT56, y'all. BT56 are these shell pearls. And I think these are a nice pick. Look how beautifully, because I started with it. That's why I keep putting everything with this, because I started with that and I was like, oh, look how beautiful that would be. Maybe mix some of these in with some of that. Look at that. So BT52, BT53, 54, 55, and 56. Just to give you an idea on sizing, these are approximately 8.5 millimeters. These are approximately 8.5 millimeters as well. And these are 12 millimeters. These are 10 by 12.5. And there we have it. BT 52, 53, 54, 55, and 56. All right, let me flip this camera around real quick. We'll do a quick goodbye. Oh, hello everybody again. Try not to knock the light over. There we go. All right. We just sold 52. Oh, you getting popular over there? We just sold 52. That is the Lampwork piece. Thank you so much. That's a really good deal at $18. You got a steal on that one. The Lampwork tonight Andrew's been pricing it good for y'all. So thank you all for hanging out. If you missed the beginning, it was a lot of mushy gushy lovey stuff. So thank you for hanging out if you did watch that. And if you didn't, you might want to tune in. It gives you a little bit of an idea about who we are and what we feel our business should be. But yeah, so there's lots of stuff still left. Sorry, I feel like I'm rushing the end, but I am trying to get in a better schedule for myself. And learning to take care of ourselves a little better. I think all of us can sometimes lose track of that. And I think it's still important. We have to take care of ourselves. So
we gotta cuddle these cats.
Plus we got to cuddle the cats. We haven't cuddled them real good yet. We've been catching up on stuff all day today. And it's been a lot. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for your generosity and your good energy and your love and buying when you can. And we appreciate it. And we will see you back here with something new tomorrow. All right. Bye, everybody.
See ya.